Yes, I'm playing as the Ottomans in EU5. I'm going to try to expand as fast as possible and beat the historical expansion for as long as possible. However, it's not really reasonable to do that long term because of a couple of things. One, annexing the Mamluks in a single war is something that the Ottomans did historically, and yeah, we can't do that. Their war score cost is like 600%, which is more than what you can take in a single war, even if we had like a minus 75% CB, which we won't have. And then the other thing is, like, subjugating all of Hungary in a single war is also completely impractical. That's 553% war score. The Ottomans are actually the nation I have the most experience on because I spent the majority of my first 100 hours practicing the game on the Ottomans. So we'll go into our economy tab. I'm obviously going to go to not be running negative inflation, and I'm going to start running a little bit of positive inflation because we can get the event for, or the parliament debate for minus inflation potentially, and this will let us earn quite a bit more money, probably like an extra ducat or so. I'm going to reduce diplomatic spending to 0 because it's a waste of money. I'm going to keep stability spending on 0. I'm going to put cost of court at max because you don't pay for legitimacy once you're at 100, so it doesn't really make sense to go higher. And everything else, I think, makes a lot of sense already, except I should actually automate taxes on the nobility, and the rest we can keep the same. Now, researching the age of traditions really doesn't matter, but I guess I will go down for this tolerance of the true faith, then the institution growth, then the minting threshold is probably nice, maximum RGO size in rural, diplomatic capacity, and by then we'll probably have some text to do in the age of Renaissance. Then for rivals, I will rival Trebizond, Cilicia, and that's actually all the rivals I need because I'm a very low country rank of just a duchy. Now I can go into my government reforms, and I'm going to pick up, do I want to pick up diplomatic traditions? Because Diplorep I think does reduce antagonism, but I do kind of want to go the opposite of, so yeah, the nice thing with going belligerent is you get minus war score cost, although you do get minus Diplo rep. I think I'm going to pick up diplomatic traditions regardless, just because the extra Diplo rep will help us out with making sure that we can not get a huge coalition, which is going to be important. And then I'll also pick up autocracy, or I'm going to wait till we get the legacy of Osman, because I think it might stop us from doing legacy of Osman, or it might remove one of our government reforms, because that's going to be a thing that we get like month 1 into the game. So I guess I will just unpause and get ready. Oh, we've got some more stuff to research or decide on here. Well, dispersed harem looks really good, but it gives progress towards decentralization, and the Ottomans already have an insane amount of progress towards decentralization. Doing centralization is going to be really hard, and I don't want even more stuff helping out with that. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is picking up public harem for the plus legitimacy, because if we stack enough legitimacy, we'll have to pay much less in cost of court. So let's go that. Then slave conversion. I will allow slave religion, I guess. It doesn't really matter too much. And here we can pick between a bunch of values. I will definitely take the trade efficiency. That's obviously the best one, I think, right? We get the rise of the Ottomans. That gives us the legacy of Osman government reform, which is like an absolutely insane government reform. Plus 1 cabinet seat. Doesn't even cost a government reform because you get plus 1 government reforms. Plus 25% speed of integration. Plus 5 monthly control is especially insane if you want to do increased province control micro. It was way more insane when in the beta versions increased province control gave plus 25% max control. Now that it gives 10, it's not quite as insane to micro around your increased province control, but it is still a pretty strong strategy, especially with the plus 5 monthly control. Although I'm not going to be bothering to do that this game because we do have some stuff for our guys to be working on, probably integrating a lot. Also strengthening government at the start because we don't have much stuff to integrate at the very start. I guess at the start I will probably have someone on increasing control, but I'm not going to assign a cabinet member to that yet, or I'll just assign someone who's good at military, because all of our cabinet actions are pretty much going to be military focused later on. Now for a quick war at the very start, I'm going to invade Ahis for Ankara. We could try to invade like the Germaniads, because they have a bunch of subjects over here, but their subjects are going to break free, and it'll be easier to just conquer them after they get free. So I'm just going to go for Ankara. And I can just bring over my 200 troops and then raise some levies. And this war is really going to be extremely easy. Just go for Ankara. Oh, I'm going to kill my pro army there. Oops. Small mistake. But, the pro army doesn't matter anyway, really. Yeah, there they go. Easy win. I'm receiving 1 million royal marriage offers, I'll accept one, and then the rest don't give prestige when you accept them for some reason, so I'm just gonna not accept the rest. Coins in our name. Sure, I'll take some legitimacy. I'm gonna full annex Ankara, and yeah, we got that new territory. Now I can unraise the levies, and I guess I should put Orhan Bey in charge of this army, just to get a little bit of extra crown power. Okay, I should replace this guy into increasing control with integrating our newly acquired province. Well, I've got some money, and the people have not broken away from Germanids yet, so I will just start building up some buildings in Bursa while I still have extra money and pops to work in them. Probably want to get a library eventually as well. Library? Okay, so we're actually only barely trending towards traditional economy right now. So if I go from first come, first serve to most profitable first, I can actually start trending towards capital economy, which is very nice. Legacy of Osman is now finished, so I can pick up autocracy as my fourth government reform, giving just a little bit more crown power. I'm not really sure which option is better in these integration events. I think I'm going to take the +7 stability for now. But once we have a lot of territory to integrate, I might start taking the +20% integration speed instead of +10. This is really unlucky. The Pope is doing a crusade against the Germanids. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. Hopefully the Germanids can actually win. It looks like the crusade is pretty small, so they maybe have a chance. Venice is the only really strong country other than the Pope itself. Parliament, we can get so much support from the nobility. Wow, that's +60. How much is... Oh wow, the nobility have 60% estate power. That's quite big. That gives a lot of levy combat efficiency. Wow. That's actually quite nice. Ask for law changes? Feudal administration, is this good? No, it's really not. So maybe I should replace it with something like central council. Yeah, that seems better. So I'll pick up central council. And then do Billy close support, or I don't know how to pronounce that actually, but you can just imagine that I pronounced it correctly. And then preservation of spiritualist ideas. And I can do another one, or I can let this succeed. Looking through all the laws, I think the only other one I want to change is going from peasant levies to noble levies, which is going to be pretty nice for even more levy combat efficiency. Somehow the Aretinids were beating me in points, but they just lost to the Jalairids, who are now vassals, so I'm now back ahead of them, and I can press claims against the Karasids and declare war for claims on province. Yeah. Raise some levies. And surely we can win this. Just combine all the levies, like here. They already had their levies raised because they're still at war with the Pope, I think, but we'll full annex them. I do need to get a general. There's a good general. And I can fight them in Bursa, and I should have this as a easy win, right? Yeah, I'm taking way less casualties than them, probably because of my levy combat efficiency. Also, I had bigger numbers, of course. That helps out. Balance unit. Now, I just want to kind of carpet siege the guys. Yeah, it doesn't matter too much. Split it in two, and we'll also be good. Looks like that's a good place to siege. Oh, I have a fourth cabinet slot. What should I be using this on? I guess I can use it to improve control in like Coachella again. Doesn't matter too much. Also, these ones lost the actual member in charge of them. Yeah, I can now full annex Karasids and take max money. Very nice. Now, actually, like basically all my cabinet members can be set to integrating. Maybe I can leave the one that's giving me legitimacy out. We'll see. No, I think I gotta use them if I want to be integrating this ASAP. Yeah. Okay. Integrate. Doing pretty good on the integration. Integrating 4 locations. That's a nice thing about the Ottomans. You can integrate so much at once. Byzantium has joined a coalition against me. No one else can join the coalition yet, but I will start improving relations with Bulgaria and Serbia to try to get them out of joining the coalition. It's the age of Renaissance, so I'm going to pick up administrative focus. Administrative focus is just the best, obviously. We get wait, what institution already spawned? Oh, Renaissance already spawned in Milan. Wow. Oh, we got pretty lucky with a Byzantine civil war going on right now. That's going to potentially move their capital out of Constantinople if the Byzantines can win against the revolts, which would mean that we can conquer them. much easier, but it looks like the revolt actually is going to be the one that wins. The institution of banking just spawned in Genoa, so obviously we want to get banking, but we need more marketplaces to be able to import and export better, I think. So I should probably try to make more marketplaces as much as possible. Expand some marketplaces here, here. Marketplaces are better in areas that have low control, so maybe I should have built them over in like Ankara as well, because you don't have to worry about the negatives of taxing, I think, as much, because marketplaces get most of your value from trade capacity, which you get regardless of taxation. Well, the first Byzantine revolt is over. Now they're in another revolt, but I'm going to declare war on them. I guess I need to press claims for Dardanelles. It doesn't matter too much. And declare war. And then use our claims on province. Raise levies. Now the Ottomans, or the Byzantines still have a fort on Constantinople, but that looks like pretty much their only fort. So yeah, this war shouldn't be too hard. I mean, sieging Constantinople, I don't know if we're going to do it. It's going to take forever, but I'll give it a shot. Byzantines have some troops over here in Gallipoli. They're not going to be there for very long, because the Ottoman army is crossing the strait. The Byzantines, for some reason, don't have a fleet here at all, but usually they have a fleet in just like one of either Constantinople or Gallipoli, usually on Constantinople. So you can always cross pretty much, but this time it's even easier because they left both sides open. I'll take plus 1% trade efficiency, I guess. Sure. Luckily, I actually think they deleted the normal fort on Constantinople, because I think normally this would have a fort level of 4, but they just have the Theodosian walls and not a normal fort 2? Or maybe that's normal, I'm not actually 100% sure. We can potentially get the Germanids as a vassal. Okay, we do get them as a vassal, that's kind of nice. I just got another one of the events for Chandarids this time as a vassal, which is kind of nice. The integration of Karasi. I'm going to start taking the 20% integration progress, I think. I don't need stability that much. I just started another parliament for this nonsense thing, like fund farming estates. Doesn't really matter if we pass it. Just wanted to see if there's any more laws we could change. I think there was another law that I actually wanted to change yet. Nobility-controlled mining operations. I think I want to change this into burgher-controlled mining operations for the extra capital economy progress. Now I'm trending 0.2 towards capital economy. Nice. After a mere 885 days, the siege of Constantinople is over. I need to transfer some of this stuff from my subjects that occupied it to me, so that I can actually conquer it all. Unfortunately, a lot of this is actually occupied by Bulgaria, so I can't take it. But I can take a pretty good amount. Everything here, including Constantinople. Yeah, that's not too bad. Can I also take these islands? Yeah, the Byzantines have very high peace acceptance. And I can take this. And I maybe can take Epirus as a subject? No, I can't take Epirus, apparently. I could make Epirus get released, or I could conquer stuff from Epirus, but I can't take them as a vassal. Well, I guess I'll also take max money, war reparations. What treaties do you have with Naples and stuff? Do you have an alliance with anyone? Byzantium is guaranteeing subjects of Naples. Okay, that's not an issue. And yeah, I think we can just peace out now for this. I mean, I could take some more stuff in Epirus, but is this stuff really useful? I think probably not really. I guess it's better to have than not have, so I'll conquer it. Now we get the Autocephalous Patriarchate falls. I think I'm going to take keeping it, because we'll get plus tolerance of heathen beliefs. Otherwise, we get a little bit of money, but get minus tolerance of heathens. And I want to get as much tolerance of heathens as possible, I think. Because we're going to have a lot of heathens in our country. With all of the Orthodox. If we look at the religion map mode, we can see that there's a lot of Orthodox, even in Western Anatolia. Now I can disband my levies. And yeah, we got all this new land. We should get an event to make Constantinople our capital in just a second, which will be very nice. Yes, the city of the world's desire. We can plunder the riches, which will give us cores and a lot of money, or we can make it our capital, which I think is what I want to do. Yeah, we can get 20 prestige, but this option I think is clearly best. We get plus 2 migration attraction. That's so much. I'm going to move my capital to Constantinople. It will change our proximity quite a lot, making it a lot worse in Anatolia. But on the bright side, we will have much better proximity over here, and Constantinople itself has 100,000 people, so it's not a huge loss. And we're gonna get control here very quickly because of our +5 monthly control. I just got a insulted us CB against Venice. Interesting. I don't think I want to fight Venice. A little bit of a coalition is forming against me. It's actually just basically all extremely small countries, though. So I guess I will start improving relations, except that I'm actually out of diplomats. I will cancel improving relations with Serbia, because I basically 0 AE with them. And then hopefully eventually I can get more diplomats to use to improve relations with someone. Oh, Byzantium joins the coalition. I think the revolt won in Byzantium, so our truce got deleted. Now that I took Constantinople, I really need to spam a ton of marketplaces and then use trade capacity to trade with Venice. Because all the trade we can do with Venice, the better, because we can import more banking. We need banking quickly so we can get more maritime presence. More maritime presence means we can get better control. Because, yeah, we can see we've got pretty bad control outside of this very small pocket here right now, but we could have good control going down to like the Aidenids and eventually even like Cilicia if we had good maritime presence. I'm going to lower automated trade to being like 14, and then I'm going to start trying to figure out what I can import from Venice. Genoa. Tools looks like something we could maybe import. What do we have in tools? We've got a good amount of tools too. What would Venice have a better amount of us than us? Weaponry? Do we have good weaponry here? If not, we can import weaponry. We do too. Unfortunate. I guess I can import a little bit of lead, but I don't imagine lead is going to be use all of our trade capacity. Actually, maybe it can. We'll see how much institution spread we can get from that. 0.1. Yeah, 0.1 isn't great. I can build a library on Constantinople to help it out a little bit. Oh yeah, the Black Death happened. I guess I should be segregating the infected. Actually, I should have done this earlier. We already got, like, most of the casualties. Like, what's the disease resistance up to at this point? Probably pretty high. Is it even worth doing? I should have realized this a little earlier. There's probably a little bit of people to be saved by segregating the infected. I'll do it. Not too much at this point. Probably should have realized this a couple of months ago. Unfortunate. Yeah, it's already leaving our country at this point. I think I want to invade the Saruhanids, although I guess I need more stability. Yeah, because I'm going to lose 10 stability from having too good of relations. We're starting to get some stuff integrated. Now, we pretty much have two options. We can either try to become cultural hegemon and convert all of the Greeks, which there's a lot of them, into being Turks so that we can core this stuff. Or, the path that I'm going to be taking this game, actually I don't have enough prestige right now, but the plan is to accept the Greeks, because this way, we'll be able to core it without having much issue. There is a small problem with this, which is that it costs a lot of cultural capacity. You can see 5.37 cultural capacity will be used to accept the Greeks, which is going to put us way over our cap, but the penalties for being over the cap aren't that bad. Oh, we just got plus 15 prestige event. I promise this wasn't scripted. That's insane RNG. But I can accept the Greeks now. It's literally like the day after I paused. What is this RNG? Okay, we... +5 towards centralization is not even that useful because we have such a big trend towards decentralization right now. But we do get these stuff cored up, and all the locations we integrate will now insta-core pretty much. So we can see the penalties here. Huge minus to cultural tradition and influence, but we aren't, like, all of the progress towards this is not coming from us. Maybe it would be double as high as if we were helping out. But it's not like we're losing all Turkish cultural influence and cultural tradition. And then we do get minus 34% efficiency of cabinet, which is kind of bad. But the effects are already plussed, so a little bit of a minus effect is not that significant. So I think it's overall worth getting the ability to core. It balanced the budget in Parliament. Very nice. This gives a lot of minus inflation. Yeah, so we basically need to delete all of our inflation. Although we do actually need this to pass. Minus relation to Sultanate of Delhi is not ideal, but I'm going to take it. Tax exemption. Yeah, I'm not taxing the clergy at all. I just did that actually recently. And then I guess I'll take aristocratic support. And that gets us up to 50% support. Now, how much minus inflation is this going to give me in total? I'm trying to get to the point where I'm going to basically be at 0 at the end of this. Got a total of like 4 more months or something. And that's a little bit too much. Probably want to go like minus 0.25, right? And that'll be good. Get a bit of control back in Bursa. I'm going to build up a Bay Fortress. I believe this gives like a bit of plus max control for a while after you build it up, which is pretty nice. It also gives local crown power, monthly manpower, and stuff. So that's overall pretty nice building. Oh, my crown power is pretty bad. That's unfortunate. Yeah, having the Bay Fortress gives plus 20 max control for the next 10 years, which will be pretty nice. Bursa is now going to have almost 100 control, although only for 10 years. Well, I'm going to do a big war against all these guys in the south, because if I... Or should I do the war against Karaman as the main subject? Yeah, this way things I can actually... No, I still can't co-belligerent everyone. So it doesn't really matter. I'll declare it against Saruhanids. Or no, actually, maybe I should do it against Karamanids, because that way I won't have to primary Saruhanids, and that way we'll get a little bit better, or a little bit less stability hit. Yeah, go for Konya as the war goal. And then declare war. Claims on province. Wait, what? Following through on threat I already have for this? I guess my subject had a war goal against them. Okay, well, it's not too big of a deal. I will co-belligerent Aidenids, and I'm pretty sure if I co-belligerent Menteshids, yeah, unco-belligerent Aidenids, which is a little bit strange. But this is fine. Just do this. And we got a pretty decent war. It means we're fighting a lot of countries, but we have Chandarids, Germanaids, and we've got like 10,000 levies on our own. So we should be able to win this war. First target in the war is going to be to try to peace out Saruhanids as fast as possible. Okay, I full occupied Saruhanids. Can now get a good peace deal, annexing them. Now, the next person, Aidenids, has a fort, so it's going to be a little bit harder to annex them. So I'm going to first work on getting some battles going. I think there's actually no point in sieging Smyrna, because we can piece them out without it. So I'll just try to occupy like the rest of their country probably. And then I can probably piece them out. We'll see. Just gotta kill their armies and stuff, and surely they'll be willing to make peace. Oh, Menteshids are willing to get annexed. Yep. Nice. No more Menteshids. Okay, now I can piece out Aidenids. Our expansion is looking very good. Yeah, we're under 20 years in. We already have consolidated most of Western Anatolia, but we are almost at the point where it starts getting a lot harder to expand after you're done with like Byzantium and all this stuff over here in Western Anatolia. Although usually Karaman is a little bit harder to expand into because they tend to be a subject of Arachnids, I feel like. So this expansion is not necessarily as normal. I will I just realized you can control click due to a comment on my previous video. It makes it so much easier to piece out for so much more instead of having to click everything manually. It's a lot simpler. Okay, Konya province is only 21 war score, so we should be able to annex all of this in the peace deal, which is very nice. I just sieged Konya. Okay, well that's going to be the peace deal then. I didn't expect it to be that soon. Actually, I need to occupy this subject real quick just so I can peace out, annex them as well. And then that's going to be the end of the war. That's very nice. Okay, control click. And then max money. And just like that, we've got a pretty good expansion. Our mercantile expansion. Oh yeah, we get trunk road to Erzurum. I think that's a very worthwhile privilege to grant. Because, yeah, it gives plus trade efficiency. And it'll get stronger as we own more stuff over in the east. It'll give more trade efficiency. It doesn't give that much power to the burghers. Since I got up to 120 locations, how many locations did I actually get up to? 154, but since we're over 120, I can now press claims in the Balkans as well as in Anatolia. Very nice. We also get the ability to invite Turkic migration west, but that's not that important. Oh, Bulgaria's over 50 antagonism. I really need Bulgaria to not join the coalition. Oh, Arachnids also might join the coalition? Oh, that would be really bad. I'm gonna put diplo spending on max so I can try to get more diplomats to improve relations with the Arachnids, because, yeah, that would be really bad if Arachnids or Bulgaria joined the coalition. Oh wait, actually Arachnids are a subject, so they're not an issue. I'm pretty sure they won't be able to join the coalition as a subject. Trebizond, I should maybe try to get out of the coalition, though. Well, I did manage to stop Bulgaria from joining the coalition. Genoa just joined the coalition, but we are still slightly stronger than the coalition, apparently, so that's good. And that's actually including Serbia, which I think would join this. So I guess I should try to get Genoa out of the coalition, if possible. I don't have a diplomat right now. I started importing a bunch more from Genoa, and I'm now at the point where I'm getting the institution by 1379 in Constantinople, which isn't too bad. I had a little bit of a slump for a little bit. I was only getting like 0.15 institution growth, but now I'm getting 0.63, meaning the institution apparently is going to be here in only 11 more years, which is pretty good. We'll see if it ends up going back down, but even if it does, that's still pretty fast, whatever it'll end up at probably. I started importing wheat because we actually had a good price differential in our favor for that one. A lot of the price differentials are not good for us in the Genoa market. I'm gonna embrace professional armies. I have been investing in stability and like normal because I do want to be prepared to embrace banking as soon as possible to start getting real control to all of our territories. I'm gonna start improving relations with the Trebizond because I do want to get them out of potentially joining the coalition. Right now they could join it. Got local infrastructure for the minus proximity cost. That is going to be a little bit nice. Although it's only minus 2.5%, so it's not helping out a ton yet. Although I guess that is the final thing I think we needed for hitting zero proximity cost to leave Constantinople. Banking has spread to Constantinople now, so I can now remove all my manual trades and have trade be fully automated. So this trade I think can go, this trade can go, and then full automation. Make a little bit more money that way. Very nice. And yeah, we got the institution we needed. It's going to take a little bit for it to spread to the rest of our country. If we look in here, we can see the map, and you can see it's not really spread anywhere else yet. But it's spreading fairly quickly. It'll be there in like 1369 and all the states bordering Constantinople, including by sea. I don't know if that'll be enough for the institution. Maybe I need to avoid conquest, or else I might be not over the limit, or not over the amount we need. Maybe we won't be anyway. Kind of hard to tell. I would definitely never forget about settlements, I would never do that. But yeah, I'm gonna build some settlements in all these places. It's not a huge deal. It's only really in this Gallipoli area that we can actually build them, but it'll be nice. I just got promote integration process in parliament. Now I'm going to replace traditional distribution, which gives minus crown power, with favor the ruler, I think, to get the plus 20% crown power. It will give some minus to state satisfaction, but I think that it's worth it because the extra crown power will help a lot. I'm really lacking on crown power right now, and so yeah, I want to have more. Because we're actually at the point right now where trades are barely making me money because I'm getting so much economic base added by the trades, and it's not really giving that much money because it counts the economic base regardless of how much of it you're actually earning in profit. I'm gonna give some more privileges to the burghers. This minus inflation one is actually gonna be pretty nice. Also gives progress towards innovative, which I actually want to be pretty far towards innovative so I can spawn printing press. I need like 20 progress towards innovative, so that'll help out a bunch. Minus inflation is also nice, of course. Then I think I'll pick up this plus progress towards centralization. We're not quite towards centralization yet, but hopefully soon. Also pick up land of commerce for the production efficiency. And do I want to go this treasury rights one as well for 10% tax efficiency? I think so. I don't think I'm going to do the monthly development. I just want to, I don't want my burgers to be too strong. Like, I'm going to kill my crown power if I do that. Burgers probably go up to like 14% and crown go down to 18, I hope. Hopefully it's not worse than that, right? Surely. Let's see what happens on the month tick. Yeah, something like that. I actually guessed it exactly correct. I gotta stop investing in stability. Legitimacy spending costing me a bunch right now because I'm not 100 legitimacy. Banking just barely hit 20% of my locations. I assume that was probably migrants into Constantinople that got it just over 20%. Yeah, I can now embrace banking. 1374 is pretty early for embracing banking, I think. Now I'm gonna want to go into getting the dock tech probably. Okay, here's barks. We want to get the bark as soon as possible so we can start getting maritime presence. Then I think I'll go for this +1 culture capacity and tolerance of heathen beliefs. Then protected harbor. Then maybe go for like bureaucracy for the plus centralization progress we can get. I don't know what else we want to go for. That seems a good point to stop right now. Or I guess maybe this trade range looks pretty good. Well, Trebizond and Venice would join Byzantium, but I think I want to go fight them anyway. Go for claim on Evros. And yeah, I'm going to go for fighting Byzantium. Raise levies. Oh, we can raise 17,000 levies. That's a pretty good increase in the amount of levies we can raise. I will go down to speed 4 for this war. Speed 5 warring is going to be a bit tough. I don't want to spawn my levies over there because they're going to get stack wiped probably if I spawn them over there. Or at least killed. Now I'll merge up all my armies in like Gallipoli, and then we'll prepare for invading Byzantium. Now I've got my 17,000 troops. Time to start sieging all the province capitals, slowly sieging down all of Byzantium. Might be good to send some troops over to help out against Trebizond. Actually, I should definitely consolidate though. That'll help out a bit. Make sure we're not hitting combat with issues. So far, this war's been pretty easy. I've gotten to Thessaloniki without much of any resistance, although we are getting sieged by Trebizond, but they're on one of my forts, so they're gonna have to be sitting there for a while to actually siege it down. Doesn't seem like Byzantium actually has any forts. Turns out the war score cost for Byzantium is very low due to, I guess, having very low control, but I would think it would still be higher than this. Actually, how is it so low? Oh, we stacked, like, we're basically stacking a billion modifiers, and so it ends up being almost zero, I think? No. Huh. Yeah, I guess all these modifiers just stack really well. Oh, we're a lower country rank than them. Yeah, Duchy versus Empire is giving minus 20%. I don't know why we're getting same culture and same religion, because I'm definitely not the same culture or religion as them. But that is very nice. I guess I'll take this island from Venice, and maybe a bunch of islands from Venice is good to take in this war, because I can, right? Might as well. And I'm gonna leave it at this. I could take some more islands from Venice, but it's not that important. We can fight Venice later for them. But I kind of do want to actually take something from Trebizond so that I can do a claims wargle without having to annex Kandarids. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get something from Trebizond, and then I'll be good with this peace deal. Okay, now I just beat the Trebizond army here, so you can take this fort from Trebizond, and I think that that's good. Maybe I have enough war score to take one of these. No, I don't. So I'll just take 2 ticks of money, and that's gonna be my peace deal. Looking very good for Ottoman's expansion in 1375, already owning most of Greece. Naples, of course, having a bit of it, but that's kind of fine. However, we are potentially getting coalitioned by Serbia, Bulgaria, Athens, mostly just Serbia, Bulgaria, Wallachia, really, so that's not actually that bad. Yeah, we can probably beat a coalition of just like Serbia, Bulgaria. I'm going to start upgrading a lot of these locations that are around Constantinople into towns because I'm going to want to build docks in them to get more sailors when I can, because sailors are very nice. Yeah, we need lots of sailors to start getting maritime presence throughout this entire region. So, like, we want to get good control in Athens and stuff, because I assume, yeah, the city has a good population and a bit of build up a lot here. Marble looks like a pretty decent resource gathering operation as well. It's always going to be good to get more maritime presence. Oh yeah, I should have built up a royal garden earlier, but I did build up a royal garden somewhat recently, so I actually have diplomats now. I'm going to start improving relations with Naples, Hungary, and I guess, who else do I want to do? I kind of think I want to invade Serbia soon, because they're kind of, we've got too much AE with them, I think, to realistically stop them from joining the coalition. Maybe Cyprus. No, that's not really that important. Georgia, actually, I should improve relations with. Yeah, I'm going to start investing in stability because I do want to start revoking the commoners' privileges that are giving decentralization progress. Looks like we only have this one, but we do need to get rid of it. Oh, actually, it's only 5 stability. Oh, the commoners have like so little power because of this Dhimmi. Okay, well, I can just revoke that from the commoners, and that'll be very nice because now I should start trending towards centralization when I have parliament. But I need to use a cabinet action if I want to do it a little bit better. Well, once one of these guys finishes integrating, I'll probably put them on promoting centralization progress. Our cabinet member just finished integrating Aiden. Okay, well, you're going to get sent to help out with centralization societal value. Slowly get us towards that, because we really need to get that minus prox cost. It's so essential. Also, the crown power is really nice, because I am lacking a lot of crown power this game. I just got the dock tech, so I can now start spamming some docks for a bunch of sailors. Each one gives plus 16 monthly sailors, which is a ton. Mass build all the docks we can. I believe they also give harbor capacity, so that'll be nice for shipping proximity. And yeah, it'll be very nice to get a billion sailors, which you can use to get maritime presence. You can see right now proximity kind of ends, or naval proximity kind of ends around Smyrna, but hopefully we can fix that once we get some more maritime presence. The commoners are really mad right now. I'm gonna do this privilege to try to get them to be a little bit less mad. Yeah, I should make the commoners a little bit less mad. They're very mad right now. Hopefully I don't get any revolts. I mean, most of my people are dhimmi, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yeah, right now no, we don't have any revolts that are super high progress. I unlocked barks, so it's time to build a bunch of barks for infinite naval control. Yeah, gonna spam as many barks as I can. Okay, I should do less per province, like two probably, and then queue them up in every province so we can get this a little bit faster. Yeah, I'm gonna need more sailors, but for now, this is a decent start to our navy. The first batch of the fleet has just appeared. I'm gonna get a super high diplo thing for this. And yeah, we're slowly increasing maritime presence. 0.5 decay. We're just gonna need a bit more fleet, I think. Actually, this fleet might get this region to get up to 100 maritime presence, but we're obviously gonna want more fleet in order to get more regions up to 100 maritime presence. It didn't used to show the decay rate. That's why I was kind of noticing that. I kind of thought the decay rate would be like 1%, but it's actually 0.5%. That makes the tech that reduces it by 0.1% actually a lot better than I thought. I'm just continuously queuing up more barks so that I can get a bigger navy and a bigger navy and, a bigger navy. And so far it's working out okay. The bit of proximity we're getting, or the proximity reduction we're getting from maritime presence has let us start getting proximity over to this like Selanik area, not to Selanik itself, but around that area. Not to Selanik itself, mostly just because we don't have maritime presence in that sea zone. Smyrna is like, what is that, almost 50% proximity? That's pretty solid. I'm gonna start annexing the Chandarids, because I think we're gonna be getting good maritime presence to that area somewhat soon. Just got this tech for +1 cultural capacity, which is nice. We get a little bit weaker penalties from being over cultural capacity now. Unfortunately, the penalties scale linearly with being over, not relative to your actual capacity, so the effects just got a little bit weaker, not actually as much weaker as you might think they would have. Oh, I got a regency. That is unfortunate, except these modifiers are actually not that bad. Minus power to all the other estates? Oh, but wait, why is the crown power so weak? Huh. I don't know why my crown power is so weak. Unfortunate. I guess we're not getting effects from our ruler right now is the problem. Yeah, this guy is only 4 years old, so we're gonna be in a regency for another, like, 11 years or something? I forget what the milestone is when you can make your ruler, when they can become your ruler. Is it 16 or 18? But it's gonna be a while till we can. But I do have this person on expensive education, and they have intelligent from plus admin ability, so hopefully we'll have a pretty good amount of admin. That would be very nice. Just unlock the protected harbor building. I will build that in Bursa and Izmit. It's not really worth building anywhere else. Those are our two cities that we need proximity in the most. Yeah, naval proximity is getting a lot better. Smyrna has 70% proximity now, and Selanik is getting 20%. Oh, I can use Thessaly to improve relations with the Greek culture. Oh, that's amazing. It's gonna put me slightly over 50 Liberty Desire, or yeah, they're gonna be slightly under 50 loyalty, but it's gonna be very worth it because now we're barely under our cultural capacity limit. Well, I'm gonna invade the Eretnids. I got a CB from my subject of Chandarids, I think. I guess they have like a core on this or something. Yeah, they've got a core on that. So I'm gonna use that to invade the Eretnids. It costs 20 stability because we've got great relations with the Eretnids, I guess, but this war shouldn't be too hard. We're going to get a buff to the Trunk Road to Azerum burger privilege, I think. Currently it gives +1% trade efficiency. It might give like 3% after this. I'm not exactly sure, because I think it scales up like probably 1% per like thing you hit, or thing you own. There's like a bunch of provinces you need to own. I know the furthest one is Tabriz, but I believe the rest are in Anatolia and owned by these guys. Actually, I don't know if they own them all. Like, Sivas is one that we need to take. They own that. Erzerum. Okay, they don't actually own Erzerum. So I guess this is just going to be one then. One is still decent, but it's not quite as good. Yeah, we need to go for the capital. Just unlocked bureaucracy law. I'm definitely going to go put that on centralized bureaucracy for the progress towards centralization. Yeah, I now have 100%ed the Eretnids. Take their money and annex them. Now unraised levies. I should really put someone in the crown in this to get a little bit more crown power. That'll be nice. And yeah, we're just a little bit bigger. I guess we can take a look at what happened to the trunk road to Erzurum privilege. And now it gives plus 2% trade efficiency. Trade efficiency is a really strong modifier because every 1% trade efficiency literally just means you're selling the good for 1% more or buying it for 1% less, I think. Or no, I think it's just selling it for 1% more in the market you're selling it in. And so, like, that would mean if you had 100% trade efficiency, basically all trades would be profitable. And with just a little bit of trade efficiency, you can make it very worth trading, I think. Well, I now have 100 maritime presence in this entire sea zone. Now I'm going to try to do it in, I think, Gulf of Smyrna is the next most important. So I'm going to do split, and I'll keep this 13 back, and then move this 39 into the next sea zone. And hopefully this 13 will be enough to hold this. Yes, this is barely enough to hold the maritime presence. I'll give it like another 2 just to ensure it'll be able to hold the maritime presence. And then I will also start expanding this one a bunch more so that we can ensure that we can up the maritime presence in Gulf of Smyrna very quickly. Oh, someone just died. It wasn't our heir, so it doesn't matter. Oh, what happened is the admiral of this fleet died, and now we're losing maritime presence here. It died again as soon as I assigned a new admiral, which is a little bit strange. Surely this admiral would actually live. Chandarids just got finished annexing. Very nice. Now we look a little bit bigger. Might want to annex Thessaly soon. Guess we need better relations if we want to do that. Tax base should temporarily jump up because we should temporarily have really high control here. Tax base here is only 2.4. Wow. Chandarids, they're not very strong, clearly. Yeah, that barely affected our tax base. Wow. I think it's time to fight Trebizond. I'm gonna go for a CB against them. And yeah. Oh, but Trebizond will call in Bulgaria and Serbia. So this is gonna be a bit of a tough war, but the game says I have like double their strength apparently, so I guess I'll raise levies and dedicate like half my army to defense, and the other half can siege down Trebizond. Yeah, bring everything into Gallipoli. I'm gonna consolidate, split, balance, balance. Now this half will, I'll put them on defend home territory, which will hopefully work. And then this half is just gonna try to siege down Trebizond. It looks like defend home territory working pretty well. It beat one of the stacks. Well, I just finished getting maritime presence up in this sea node, so I've now just brought my navy over here to blockade. We'll also be gaining maritime presence in this sea node, which is kind of nice. I'm actually running out of food. Oh, I can't run away because it's a mountain and severe winter. Oh, oh no, I can leave with my fleet. Okay. Yeah, this is not ideal because yeah, we're kind of lacking a lot of food here, which is giving me a lot of attrition. I just grabbed 2 good generals so that they would hopefully get some minus food consumption from the generals, because generals give pretty huge minus food consumption bonuses. Okay, I managed to siege down Trebizond finally. Very nice. I wonder how much war score it is to full annex Trebizond. It's 70 war score. Alright, that's not too bad. I do need to get these guys out of that area. And we need to get to at least 10 war score. I think we should get that once Trebizond fort occupies the surrounding provinces. Right? I guess I'm technically leaving Trebizond alive up here. Okay, well, I think it's fine to do a peace deal like this. Yeah, we're not taking stuff from the other people, but that's fine. Keep the autocephalous patriarchate. Now I should be getting a little bit less penalty here, right? Maintaining autocephalous patriarchate is giving me +2. I thought it was already giving me +2. Maybe that's the cap. That would be unfortunate. I'm kind of dying right now due to buying food. Yeah, I need to fix this. It's really bad. Food. How do I fix this? Probably in places that make the most food, I should try to increase the food RGOs. So we can sort by like food making, farming. Okay, do all the farming RGOs make food? Maybe we can also do gathering and hunting. And then all of these, I know farming actually looks like it has some stuff that's not, not food. Oh, but this also does. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to level up all the RGOs that I can see that are clearly food related, and hopefully, if I do that, I can fix our problems with food, because that's so much money that we're losing. Oh, he finally turned 16, so he can rule our country. Very nice. He's got okay stats. I mean, I'm surprised with being intelligent and being on expensive education that these are how bad his stats ended up being. Like, these are not very good stats. At least they're not amazing stats. I'm gonna marry someone, so we can get more heirs. We need to get all the heirs we can. Yeah, this money for buying food is not going away. Also, now I'm spending a bunch of money on legitimacy. It's very much not ideal. I need to reduce fort maintenance, that's for sure. I should probably just delete all these forts, really, that are not really helping us. Yeah, I'm gonna delete all the forts. Except for, like, if there's one on Constantinople, I would keep that, but other than that, all these forts are kind of useless, I think. The one on Izmit is actually kind of nice. Or no, I'm gonna keep this one because it's on a Bay Fortress, and I think if we lose those, we get penalties, but other than that, there's not really a point in having the forts. They're just kind of wasting some money. I'm gonna replace autocracy with agricultural something because, yeah, we're dying on food. The plus 20 agricultural cultivation with its plus 20% food production can hopefully save me. Since I'm having such big food problems, I'm actually going to go down for the Ramadan tech for this -5 pop food consumption. Along the way, we'll also get plus 10% food production. Yeah, even with the plus 20% food production thing, about 60% in effect, we are still paying about 30 for buying food, which is quite a lot. Well, I think having a guy on centralization at this point is kind of useless, because I'm at 35 progress, and getting past that is going to be pretty tough. So I'm going to move this guy on to trying to get capital economy progress. I can get a little bit of capital economy progress pretty easily. That'll be nice. Keep on integrating more provinces. Very nice. And this is how the control map mode is looking right now. We can see Izmit is actually at 100 control. Yeah, wow. It's got only like -3 proximity. Yep, only like -3.6 proximity is not too bad. Gallipoli is at like over 90. Eventually, hopefully, all this stuff over here will be very good proximity, but for now, a lot of the stuff only is like 50% control. This is so sad, except 50 control actually isn't too bad. Our crown power right now is pretty bad though, only 18%. Apparently I haven't insulted us CB against Knights Hospitaller, so I'm gonna use that, and I don't think it'll be that hard to beat the Knights Hospitaller. Oh, they have like 1,000 troops on roads, so I'm gonna need a bit more troops than I have right now to be able to actually land them. So I guess I have to raise levies. Yeah, I'll raise a couple of levies, and then I'll also raise naval levies, because I do actually need a bigger navy, I think. I don't think these 23 ships will be able to ship over like 1,000 troops at a time like I would need. Yeah, I don't think so, at least. So, my naval levies should hopefully be able to do it, because I think they can have like 250 troops on them at once. And then you can just easily bring over like 3,000 troops and beat the Knights Hospitaller. Yep, now I can land roads. I should just need to land roads to win this war, I think. And yeah, we easily win that battle, right? Yep. And now I just need to occupy this. Yep, now I can annex. And no more Knights Hospitaller. I can embrace Renaissance. I just need more stability to do it, so I'm gonna crank stability slider up a bunch. Oh, I'm taking more innovative progress will make it a little bit cheaper. Yeah, I can now pick up the Renaissance institution. I could maybe wait a little bit longer. I don't know. I think we're about to get intensive agriculture, and then after that, I think I'm gonna stop doing this stuff and start doing Renaissance techs. I'm gonna take the plus one government reform, -1 expected cost of court, +1 cabinet seats, plus crown power, minus building cost, plus cultural capacity. Yeah, there's quite a bit of good stuff to pick up here. I don't know if any of this stuff is really worth going for. Seems kind of like no. I think chanceries are kind of okay. University. Well, I finally have 50 capital economy, so now I can get this guy back on integrating provinces. I guess I'll go for like a Trebizond, because that is going to be nice. Trebizond has a lot of potential tax base, I think. Yeah, potential tax base of 52. So that'd be pretty big if we could actually get control there, which I think we will eventually be able to do. We just need to start getting our maritime presence up in like this sea zone, and then we should have a much better shot. I mean, we're already getting a little bit of proximity to the tile right next to Trebizond, and Trebizond has better harbor capacity, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to use Parliament to justify a CB on Athens. Yeah, we don't need like a huge amount of war score in this war, so we can take Parliament CB instead of spending the money. And I think I want to CB. I want to spend my money CB on like Serbia pretty soon. Also, I should stop investing in stability at this point. Start making some more money again. Army levies. I'll just raise some levies from like around this area probably. That should be good enough to beat Athens probably, right? I don't think Athens is going to have a huge army. Does this give anything important? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, I have no idea why this is their capital instead of Athens, but it's very convenient for me because that means I'll be able to peace out for a full annexation on them without actually having to occupy the capital, right? Yeah. Okay, well that's very nice. Let's go for full annexation. It's minus 29 acceptance right now, but if I beat their army up or something, I think that I'll be able to do it. I'm actually losing this battle. Dang. Okay, I guess I need a little bit more levies. Okay, I'll raise Constantinople and the levies around Constantinople to try and help me out, because that's not good. Actually, I win that battle somehow. Okay. And now we're minus 12. Okay, I can now full annex Athens. Very nice little bit of expansion there. I wonder if I have proximity to Athens. Actually, I have 50% proximity to Athens. That's not too bad. One of the sea zones is very bad because we have like no maritime presence in it, but other than that, all the other sea zones are really good proximity. Thessaly has asked me to improve cultural opinion on Greek. I will do that. Oh, does that side not actually matter for the cultural capacity cost? It's only the other way that matters for cultural capacity cost? Okay. I guess the Greeks have to favor us, not we have to favor them. Since I'm over 50 progress towards centralization, I can pick up bank ledger system for minus 0.1 monthly inflation, which is going to be extremely nice. That'll let me run much more minting. I just got a 5th cabinet slot from the permanent cabinet tech, so now I can start integrating Trebizond. I've got quite a bit of money saved up, so I can now invest in some more barks to get more maritime presence, because I am sort of running out of barks for maritime presence. And get more barks, then I can of course get maritime presence in more sea zones. I think it's time for my next big war. I'm gonna get a CB on Cilicia, which you might think is not a big war, but they're in a coalition, so we're gonna end up fighting Serbia and Bolu and Suteids. Suteids have Erzerum, which is gonna be nice to take. Bolu just has like one tile, I think. Wait, what? Genoa retook this? Where is Bolu at all? Oh, they're there. Okay. And then, of course, Serbia, we've got lots of stuff that I want to take from them. So I will just declare this war. Oh, my commoner rebels are too close to starting a civil war right now. That's not very nice. I guess I will have to put one of my cabinet members on suppressing them. I'll do this one. Suppress. No, what's it called? Rebel crackdown. I don't know why own rebels only is not working. Got the rebels below 95%, so I should be able to declare the war now. Yep, I can. Okay, very nice. We got 35,000 potential levies. That's pretty good. I'm gonna see how much war score cost Serbia is. Okay, we can take a decent amount. I wonder, what is Kosovo province gonna cost though? Kosovo province, okay. Yeah, so you probably won't be able to take this province, but if we do this, that's not a terrible war against Serbia. Taking a decent amount of land. Alright. Well, my opposition has such a smaller army than me that I can pretty much just split this like a lot and still be pretty fine. Set one stack to siege Prizren and one to siege Ohrid. I should really probably start doing some research in artillery. Yeah, actually, after I get like cultural capacity, I'm gonna go for artillery, because I do think that would be very nice to get some artillery, because if I get some artillery, then I can siege the forts a lot faster. Where is artillery? There it is. Just fought the Serbs, and yeah, we won the battle easily because I had so many more troops than them. Apparently this is over 100 war score? Okay, I guess I can't take Nish. Yeah, okay, this is 99 war score, so that's probably what I'm gonna have to take then. Or well, actually it'll go down a little bit once we siege Ohrid, but not by like 9. Suteids are now willing to accept peace, so I will peace out with them. Yeah, it gives me Erzurum, which should increase the trunk road to Erzurum privilege yet again. Yeah, now it goes plus 3% trade efficiency. It looks like it's actually also increasing the estate power and estate satisfaction equilibrium that it gives. But yeah, I can't say no to more trade efficiency. Well, instead of continuously sieging down Serbia, since they don't really want to make peace, and I barely lose like any war score by just going with a peace deal directly with Cilicia, and Cilicia has much lower war enthusiasm, I'm just going to sign this peace deal, and it's going to be pretty nice. I think it seems like keeping it doesn't actually increase our heathen tolerance, but I guess if I do this, I get minus tolerance of heathens, so I guess I have to keep it, even though they're not actually boosting my heathen tolerance, seemingly. Yeah, they're not. It's capped at 2, seemingly. Oh. What, the Mamluks are invading me? No, okay, so the Mamluks got a revolt here, and we're fighting for the independence of the revolt. That's what's happening. Well, I guess I'll send my armies down here so I can fight the Mamluks. Oh, I got to the requirement to become an empire rank. That's kind of unfortunate because that means we're going to have a little bit higher war score costs now, but we also get some nice bonuses for being an empire, like more cultural capacity, so yeah, we're no longer over the limit. And we also get an extra cabinet member, which is kind of nice. And we can integrate more territory at once. Integrate province, Konya, integrate province, Bolu. Fighting the Mamluks in this battle, we'll see how it goes. I think we should be good, right? Yeah, we're winning that battle pretty good. We've got much higher discipline and actually worse morale, but better military tactics, so we end up being victorious. 6,000 casualties to 2,000. Very good. The game says I would lose this battle? Okay, well, I guess I need to bring up the 7k stack. That's unfortunate that I would lose that battle. Very unfortunate. Now that I have stronger quantity, I should be able to win this battle pretty easily. We just need to beat one of their flanks, and then the battle will be easy from there. Yeah, it looks like we're getting much more casualties dealt to them than we are taking, which is good. Except one of my flanks is actually collapsing right now. That's very bad. Okay, I'm actually retreating out of this battle. That's unfortunate. Okay, time for try 2. Surely this time we won't collapse on the left flank. Looks like things are going a little bit better, but we're actually still not doing too good on the left flank. No, we're beating them on the left flank now. Okay, it's good, it's good. We win this. We win this battle. Surely, surely, surely. We've got much worse morale. That's our big problem, I think. I just got another cultural capacity from a tech. Now I guess I should be accepting more cultures. Armenian, Pontic, I guess I should accept for the cores up there. And then I'll leave the rest. We don't have that much cultural capacity left, but I'll leave it for later. All this stuff should get cored now, which will be nice for Trebizond especially to get cored. I assume Trebizond is Pontic. Well, this war with the Mamluks isn't going great, but I can raise 5,000 more levies because the levies have slowly regained. So that's kind of good. I can do at least a little bit with those extra 5,000 levies, like beating this Mamluk stack. Yeah, the Mamluks are really strong. Not so much stronger than us, but like they are definitely a real threat. A very real threat. This time I can raise another 7,000 levies? Okay, that's actually going to be pretty huge. Hopefully that will make the Mamluks actually want to peace out. Right now they're at 56% war enthusiasm, so another 7,000 levies might make them peace out? No, they still think they're basically just as strong. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Try to go to like there or something. Don't get stack wiped, please. Please don't try to get stack wiped, bro. Why does this army want to get stack wiped so badly? The darn mountains. Well, I tried to stop the Mamluk siege there, but I was not able to, so I think we're gonna lose this war pretty soon. They're gonna take the fort, and then we're gonna probably get pieced out by the Mamluks, because Adon is on 0 war enthusiasm, so I would imagine a peace out is coming, like, now, surely. Surely we can escape the Mamluk stack that's gonna try to kill us. Because I don't want to have my troops just die randomly. Oh, no, it's a minus 100 war score? So now they can demand whatever they want? Dang. Mamluks are gonna... Mamluks are gonna get a lot from this. That's not good. Okay, all they actually demanded was annex Revolter, which is good. We didn't lose out on any of our territory. If they had taken some of my territory, that would have been pretty frustrating. I mean, even still, we got a lot of losses from that war. But it is what it is. Oh, I'm spending so much on buying food because of the occupation the Mamluks are doing. We got a tiny little Ottoman peasant revolt, but it's literally 2 locations. I just got one of them. Okay, the huge expenses for buying food are gone. Just finished annexing Thessaly. That's a nice little... Our borders look a lot better now that we actually own Thessaly. Yeah, it looks like we own a lot more of Greece now, even though nothing actually changed, because that was already our subject, really. But I imagine we've got pretty decent proximity here. Larissa actually is only 16%. But I assume this coast is pretty good, right? 48% on the coastline here. That's not too bad. Well, I think I'm ready for my next war. Press claims Edirne against the Bulgarians. Claims on province. I will co-belligerent Georgia. Then raise 42,000 levies. I'll have a little bit try to defend against Georgia, probably like these guys, and then the rest can just help me siege and beat Bulgaria. With 100 war score, we can take a very large amount against Bulgaria. Something like this, I think. Yeah, 99% war score for that. It'll go down a little bit more from that, though, once we take over these forts. Oh, are they actually beating me here? That's unfortunate. I need to retreat out of that battle, I guess. And then these armies need to go merge together before they can go across there. They should actually merge together in Selanik, because otherwise that army's going to catch up to us first. Okay, it's stopped to siege something. So now I can beat it. I just hit #1 great power. That's surprising that I'm already #1 great power. But I will start building up some universities because we want more cultural influence if possible. More cultural influence means we can integrate faster and also cultural convert faster, we think. So that'll be nice to get more of. Anyway, I've got my main stack here, ready to siege down their country. Oh, I guess I should siege Georgia as well. I thought Georgia has 10,000 troops, right? Yeah, Georgia does not have 10,000 troops. They actually almost have 10,000 troops. Wow. Artillery is giving me a big bonus to this siege. I think I can just assault it, though, because they only have 100 garrison in this fort. So, yeah, I'm losing maybe 1,000 to assaulting that. That's not that bad. I guess I'll go for Tarnovo now. This fort's a bit of a bigger garrison, but it's still not full, so I'm going to assault it anyway. Oh, that's actually a lot of casualties we're taking, but maybe it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Now I'm going to go for the final Bulgarian fort. We should be able to piece out Bulgaria pretty easily if we just siege down all their forts. Or actually, Bulgaria is still the war target. I thought the war target had become Georgia, but I guess I was wrong. I'm going to take some money from Wallachia, get them out of the war. Now, I need to get Bulgaria to stop resisting so I can send more army over to Georgia. Can I beat Georgia in this battle? No? I'm gonna die? Am I actually? Seems like I'm winning, but seeming like... Oh, we're gonna win the left flank easily? No, we're not. Okay, we lose this battle, I think. They're taking more casualties than me, so maybe we're fine. Depends on rolls, maybe. For now, it looks like we win. Okay, that's good. Very good. Well, apparently I didn't co-belligerent Georgia, because I'm getting the plus 66% war score cost. I can still take quite a lot in this peace deal from them. I'm bringing over some of my troops now, finally, to Georgia, so I can actually beat them. Okay, well, it's not quite a 100 war score peace deal, but I'm just going to peace out with Georgia for that, taking over their coastline. Then I'm going to peace out with Bulgaria for this. Pretty nice. Bulgaria is now a very small country. And do I actually have 0 AE from Hungary now? That's crazy that I'm still at 0 AE on Hungary. My improved relation is working clearly. I'm gonna improve relations with Muscovy and Kiev because I don't want them in the coalition. I think at this point I am bigger than historical 1444 Ottomans, which is pretty nice, but we still do have a while to go to beat up the most impressive part of the Ottoman expansion, which is the conquest of Egypt. Because, in game, that's a 660% war score. We did get really lucky that Egypt is not getting a good tax base growth this game. Sometimes they would have had way more tax base. And if that were to happen, we probably would have just been impossible to annex them in time, but without at least like just full occupying them for like 20 years to get rid of all their tax base. But you can see here their tax base has barely grown since the start of the game, so we have a decent shot. This is how the proximity map mode is looking now that we conquered all that new territory. We can see eastern Bulgaria coastline is pretty good proximity, but the rest of Bulgaria is pretty terrible. Well, probably I theoretically should have done this from day one, but I'm going to use my parliament to go itinerant court, because this gives minus 10% proximity cost through land, which is pretty good. You can see here is 12% proximity right now. Is that after the itinerant court thing? Oh yeah, it applies slowly, I forgot. After the next like 2 years, we'll see the effects of itinerant court. Should help out pretty significantly, especially because we're going to be stacking a lot more proximity cost modifiers once we get into the Age of Discovery, like autonomous pashas for plus or for minus 10%. There's another minus 10% in the Age of Reformation, but also in the Age of Discovery we'll of course unlock paved roads, which will help out a lot. The Retinids refuse to become my vassal? What? You're literally one province. You're literally one location. What do you think you're doing declining becoming my vassal? Actually, I should just raise the levy. That's where I buy it. Yeah, that'll be easier than trying to bring over this per army stack. I'm gonna fight Naples to kick them out of Greece and Albania. They own all this stuff that's not acceptable. Press claims Albania, and then declare war. Claims on province Albania. And I can raise 53,000 levies this time. That's pretty tall. I wonder what our levy strength is relative to the Mamluks. Looks like we're much stronger in levies than the Mamluks, so that's good for our next war. I think I'm going to fight the Mamluks next. Levies are up. Okay. All the levies come into here, or let's do this location because it's way bigger. And then we can start preparing. It looks like there's no forts in Achaea or Albania, so that's good. Hungary is in this war though, so it's going to be a little bit tricky, but we should still have the edge. They have more troops than me, but I think my levies are just way better. Oh, Naples has heavy ships, so I actually just lose to their navy. Dang, that's unfortunate. I need to hide all my ships in the ports. That's not good. Yeah. Apparently taking land from subjects counts as the separate peace penalty. That's why it's costing me 103% war score to annex Achaea and Albania. Wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But I do need to get to this before they siege that down. That would be very bad if they manage that siege. I guess I should go this way to make sure we get in there in time. Yeah, okay, we get that siege killed. Now I can go for this army. And what happened to my fleet? I don't know. Something probably. I just unlocked the Janissary barrackses. So I guess I'll start spamming up a bunch of Janissary barrackses. In places where we have slaves especially would be good. Looks like I mass built them in every place that had slaves. So that's going to be kind of nice for getting more manpower. I think you can get like 30 or 20 manpower per Janissary barracks. So that'll give me a lot of manpower. 25 manpower per Janissary barracks. And then with that, hopefully we'll be ready to invade the Mamluks in just like 2 years. Depends kind of how this war with Naples goes. I'm thinking I'm going to vassalize Albania so we can do this in under 100 war score. Oh, Hungary got too much war exhaustion. Yeah, they have 17 war exhaustion? What? Okay, well, I guess I can peace out Hungary then. I can take whatever I want, really, even. Um, well, I guess if I can take whatever I want, maybe I should start taking parts of Bosnia. But I do kind of need to be careful to not get too much AE against Hungary. I mean, I'm negative AE right now, but I mean, this might be enough to make them flip quite mad against me. Do I want to do something like this? I think it's fine. Yeah, I'll do this. Okay. Or no, I'll take a bit less so that I can take max money and also war reparations. Yeah, that seems better. This way we get less AE. How's Hungarian AE against me? Yeah, it's still actually 0. That's good. But Hungary being out of the war is very nice. I'm gonna cheese Milan out of the war by giving them exemption from sound tolls. This is the most OP way to get people out of wars ever. Just offer them sound toll exemptions. And now I can peace out with Naples for all of Maria and getting Albania as a subject. Very nice. Got our expansion complete. We are doing pretty good for 1436, I'd say. Oh, we've gotten a lot of AE. I should improve relations with the Pope. I would prefer if the Pope didn't join my coalition, along with Aquileia and really everyone. If everyone could just leave my coalition, that would be really appreciated, you know? Well, unfortunately, the Pope did end up joining the coalition. That's kind of fine, I guess. Oh, the Age of Discovery just started. I got an event right at the start of the Age of Discovery. You can get plus centralization progress for some big debuffs. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. It's minus 20 stab, but I think it's worth it. Now, I can't actually remember what was best in this age. Was it this one? Well, we have some stuff that's kind of good, like Diplomatic has plus 50% trade range, which I think would be really nice, but I think I'm gonna end up picking military because we get plus 10 army morale, and we also get, what's the other thing that's important? We get minus 10% antagonism. There's some other stuff, but it's really not that important. I think it's overall the best one. Yeah. There's a very high chance the printing press spawns on Constantinople. There's a huge amount of total literacy pops there. Oh, there's like a... Oh, it's like literally all my country, except for 0.83% chance of spawning in Poland. And the other institutions, I don't think we can spawn, unfortunately. Yeah, we can't. I really don't want to go naval values, so I'm going to use this event to take some progress towards land. Then I think I'm going to use a cabinet member to start pushing myself towards land. And that way I'll barely start pushing towards land instead of pushing towards naval. And I guess I should set the rest of these guys to go back to integrating, because I guess they finished integrating their provinces. Looks like we got a lot of guys that finished, so they should all start integrating new stuff. Get all this Bulgarian coast stuff in it. Or actually, I should do this stuff more because we can't core this yet because we don't have a Bulgarian accepted culture. Oh, we spawned the printing press in Athens. Okay, it's not as good as spawning it in Constantinople, but it's going to get to Constantinople super fast due to having the could have spawned the institution buff. For a second, I thought France had invaded me because I saw all these French flags, but apparently this is the flag of rebellion. Okay, well, that's not ideal. I wanted to invade, what's their name? I wanted to invade the Mamluks, but I guess I gotta deal with this rebellion real quick. March over these troops from Constantinople. I really should delete these forts. This event gives my ruler plus 5% army morale, which is pretty nice. Assuming that that modifier actually works. Yeah, I think it does, hopefully. Which will be very nice, because that'll mean I can actually win against the Mamluks a little bit easier, because I think they had a morale advantage against me. Well, this looks like a pretty good thing. You get plus 1 possible government reform, so this basically doesn't cost a government reform. Lower the nobility power a tiny bit, and we get plus 10% education of heirs. Germanids got annexed. Nice. I assume I can't get that much control over this territory, but maybe it's not that bad, actually. This territory isn't that far away. I guess I want to research some more stuff here. I should go for that minus food consumption, because I am actually having to buy a lot of food right now. Yeah, I'm buying a lot of food. Wow, Trebizond. Please, Trebizond, stop. Oh yeah, I should set my fleets back out. Yeah, all my fleets need to be set back out so I can get maritime presence again. That would explain why my tax base was kind of not doing too great. So, yeah, annex revolter, get rid of levies. I should get more navy. I should probably just have a big navy that goes on patrol while I have these little navies to keep maritime presence up. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. I think that this 26 stack is actually supposed to be down there. Yeah, I need to build up a big navy. Kind of poor right now. I need more money. Spending so much money on food. Looks like now that the levies aren't raised, it's a little bit less bad. Yeah, I should prepare for a couple more years actually before I invade the Mamluks. I need to get better navy going. The Art of Italy? Sure, he'll be welcomed. Okay, build up a bigger navy. I just got a nobles revolt. That's not ideal, but it didn't actually take anything that's too important. So I think that this is fine. I can just raise levies and tell all the levies to carpet siege the noble empire, I think, and end this revolt in like not that long. Right? Just carpet siege the noble empire. You got this. Well, I beat the nobles revolt pretty easily. Time to invade the Mamluks. Declare war. Alright. You can raise 60,045 levies. That's a pretty solid amount of levies. If only it was 45 less, it'd be such a clean number. Anyways, let's merge everything up here. And then it'd be good from there. What? Plus 10 centralization progress? I'm so confused. What is this event? I definitely want to take plus 10 centralization progress, because that's going to be nice. Currently at 80 centralization progress. Oh, crown power is finally above 25%. Got my 62,207 guys. Now I can consolidate regiments, split in half, balance unit. You go down near Tarsus, and then you can go up here to fight that stack over there. Oh, actually, it looks like I should use this army to fight this Mamluk 20k stack. I'm gonna kill that before it sieges down our whole country. But attack me while I still had low morale here, but I think I can make a comeback in this battle. We'll see. Maybe not. Yeah, actually, maybe we can't make a comeback, but we're doing decent casualties to them. Hmm. Yeah, we lose that battle. Unfortunate. Okay, we just need a little bit more morale, unfortunately. Well, this war isn't going very well. I've split off like 4,000 troops to hopefully just like kill this army and unsiege stuff, while my other armies can hopefully siege down the Mamluks. Somehow we're already at the point of defender taking equaling 12, which is quite insane. Um, yeah, I'm trying to beat the Mamluks, but they just keep occupying me. I mean, like I've done way more casualties to them than I've taken, but they have a bigger army still, unfortunately, because of all their subjects. Their directly controlled army is actually getting kind of small, but it doesn't matter that much. Is my artillery high strength? My artillery is actually high strength, so I can consolidate regiments now to make my army a little bit better. Where are they actually moving? They're actually... Yeah, well, I collapsed there. I don't know how I collapsed so badly in that battle. That's unfortunate. Can I win this battle? Maybe? Surely I can win this battle. I'm defending a fort, so there's no way I lose, right? Bruh, Albania seceded, except it's not Albania. What do you mean there's 11,000 Mamluk troops here? Why? Oh, I guess they just decided to move there. Of course, of course. This is certainly one of the wars of all time. Well, we're already past 1444. This war is really dragging on. Uh, okay, I mean, we have more troops than the Mamluks at this point. It's just like, they're so annoying. The AI is so annoying at war in EU5. It plays way too well against it. Like, it's so annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna tell my troops to carpet siege. This is so annoying. I need to carpet siege this. Please save me. Please save me. I need my country back. I got a lot of war exhaustion from this war. Wow. Yeah. This war was not nice, but I think we are finally getting close to winning. Finally. It's taken forever, but I think we're finally getting close, except that we're dying in some random places, but like that's fine. It's just a fort. It's not fine, but we can just imagine that it's fine. We're gonna take over the war goal and then we'll be fine. Well, I finally got my first fort of the war. That took quite a long time. But that'll finally mean that we get a little bit of war score. Right now we're at minus 0% war score. But after this we will have pretty good war score. Or not pretty good, but we will have some positive war score. Which means that we can peace out for like 50%, I think, actually, because the Mamluks have pretty low war enthusiasm. Yeah, kind of low. Oh, does this province actually contain multiple forts? No, it doesn't, but this province won't flip until I occupy this fort. I finally got this siege. It took so many 57% siege ticks, but we finally got it. Now I can finally get this entire province. Or actually, I think Adana is what I need. No, Adana is not what I need. What do I need? I think I need this. Okay. Yeah, I need that. And then I can finally have some real war score. Except that I've actually lost war score from other things since then, so I'm still not gonna have that much war score. I'll have like 20. I can peace out for 67% war score apparently, assuming that I don't split them up, which is actually a fairly hard thing to do to not split them up. So if I do that, I can avoid splitting them up. No, I'm still splitting them up apparently. How am I splitting them up? Oh, there. Okay. Maybe do something. Oh, this splits them up pretty much inevitably. Hmm. I should probably go for a little bit more war score at least. Yeah, we can like re-siege our country and stuff. Surely, surely. Or what? They just insta got back Ayas? What kind of scam is this? What? And then you just know I'm coming and then you attack me? Oh, but I win because I get my morale back in time, I think, maybe? No, I'm not. That's not a winning battle. That's... Oh, they retreat for some reason? Huh? Okay, well, that's weird. Um, this is certainly something. Huh. I, I don't like this very much. Apparently I still have attacker ticking. Oh yeah, because I occupy this. Um, they have 88 acceptance, so I should probably just go for a peace deal. Yeah. Well, I guess this is what I'm getting. It's not a lot, but it's something, I guess. Now I can go deal with this revolt in Maria. Yeah, that's insane how hard that war with the Mamluks was. Hey, there's Maria gone. Now I can unraise levies and try to have a real country again. 'Cause yeah, that war, not good for the country. Prosperity in the east is way down. I'm losing so much money to legitimacy. I need to pick one of the succession laws where it doesn't cost 25 legitimacy every time you have a new ruler, I feel like. Assign as Dragon Man. What does this do? I don't know. I'll just take 20 cultural influence and 20 prestige, I guess. Call Parliament. Can I get anything good? Expand gravel road network is nice for 10 more centralization. I'm gonna clean up the Balkans, press claim against Serbia, and then we'll also get Wallachia and Bulgaria to join this war. I think I'm probably gonna vassalize Wallachia because they do have a lot of cores on Hungary, which might be useful because if we can attack Hungary with a cores CB, we'll be able to take more of their country. I wonder how close we are to getting the 500. Oh, that's actually a bit of a problem. If I take like any more land, I'm gonna get over 500 locations, and that's gonna end the legacy of Osman. I guess I have a lot of diplo capacity, so I could vassalize like all of them. We might do that. We'll see. I'm gonna raise levies because I want to get at least one more war against the Mamluks where I have the minus 25% cost. The way I'm planning on doing that is decking Dulkadir for that, and then that'll call in the Mamluks, and I can conquer some stuff down to like here or something. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep Rise of the Turks going. So I'm just gonna take this province because I think it makes cleaner borders, and then vassalize the remainder of Bulgaria. And I guess I'll take some money as well. I can't take that much money. I don't know why it does this sometimes, but yeah, we can do that peace deal. Pretty nice. Bulgaria is now a vassal. And I'm like 5 locations short of hitting 500. No, I'm 4 locations short. Uh-oh. Well, there happens to be exactly 3 locations over here. So I can take like these 3 and then vassalize Serbia. Except first I do want to piece out Wallachia to vassalize them. Okay, I can now vassalize Wallachia. And now we can go for a peace deal on Serbia. Why can I not fiefdom them? I do not know why I cannot fiefdom them. Well, I will go for Serbia vassal, I guess. And yeah, we're also getting these 3 provinces. Very good. I guess I could conquer this from Verona, but no, that would bring me over 500. So let's not do that. Let's just peace out like this. And that's pretty decent. Now I gotta demobilize the levies. Yeah, our borders are looking pretty decent. Hungary's at only 7 antagonism against me. You can see our improved relations are giving us a lot. Apparently, were they improving relations with me, which killed their antagonism even more? That's nice. Egypt have joined the coalition against me. Like, no one else can join, though. It's just Egypt and Moldavia, seemingly. Yeah, just Egypt and Moldavia. So it's not really a real coalition. Um, Pretty soon I'll have enough money to press claims again, and we can go for the Mamluks again, I guess. How strong are they? Yeah, their levy army is pretty weak compared to ours, so it shouldn't be too hard of a war. Well, time to press claims on Dolkadirids for Malatya, and then Dek for that. Now, let's see what we can piece out for with the Mamluks. Unfortunately, this counts as a separate piece against the Mamluks, even though they are the target of the war, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's just sort of how it is. I'm going to take something like this for 100 war score. Probably this when we have the forts occupied. Maybe a little bit more into Sinai. We'll see. It's going to be tough. But we have some forts down here this time, which should make things a little bit better for us, hopefully. I'm going to merge my army in Tarsus, I guess. And then hopefully we can beat the Mamluks. How many troops they got? 78,000. Currently, they think military balance is not in their favor. That's a good sign. The Egypt fleet is too strong. I really need to actually get a heavy ship fleet, because, yeah, Egypt is kind of killing my fleet right now, which is not too nice. I guess I can send my 50 stack to kill their transports here. Let's see. Surely I can win this battle, because I do 50 ships here. I think I killed one galley there. Wow, that's, yeah, not too much. Gotta just, try my best, but unfortunately, it's a little bit tough. Yeah. So far, the Mamluks have been having a lot more casualties than me, like 3-to-1 worse casualties. But, yeah, we're not sieging them down too much. I got Damascus, but other than that, haven't really got too many other forts. I guess I can try to assault this fort. Wow, that's a lot of casualties I'm taking for a 99 garrison. Wow. But I'm gonna assault it again, I guess. Yeah, gotta kill these armies sieging down my forts. Dang, they got the fort of Ayos. My army was way too slow. Like, it's not even close. My army here ran out of food, but I can't retreat for some reason. I hate when, the zone of control, I think it bugs out sometimes, or maybe there's something I'm just misunderstanding. I'm not really sure. But please give me this fort. Yes, I got the fort finally. Now I can retreat back into my own territory and stop them from sieging my forts. But no, they got back Damascus. Despite me just constantly killing their armies, they somehow still have 43,000 troops. I guess they're just constantly re-recruiting levies. Somehow I only have 3,000 levies I could re-recruit though, so I'm not really sure how they have so much extra manpower lying around. I just lost my first battle. I could get a decent peace deal right now, like this. I would really like to get more than an 80% peace deal, but maybe I just have to accept an 80% peace deal. No, surely we can surely get a 100% war score. We got this. Gotta kill their army in Aleppo and Bonvius. Get to 50% war score from battles. Can I embrace printing press yet? No, I don't have enough money. I'm currently in a lot of debt because I actually had RGO automation on, and it built some buildings when I didn't have money to pay for them. Yeah, that's not ideal. Should be able to beat the Mamluk stack here really easily, right? Why is the game lagging? Okay, there we go. Yeah, that was a big W. Now, let's bring both of our armies to fight them in Banias. But now they're +6 to this peace deal. Yeah, we can almost do like an 87 peace deal. We're pretty close. Oh, now they're +5 to this peace deal. Okay, we can take like another province. Thing is, if I go further, then I split their country in two, and the AI really doesn't like that. So maybe I have to conquer some stuff over here for a 100 war score peace deal. This seems decent. Okay, because I don't want to take stuff from their subjects, because we'll get their subjects when we annex them, and their subjects might become disloyal if we conquer enough of their country. Oh, now they're willing to accept. Okay, well, I will sign this peace deal. It's not amazing, but it is something. Now we're down to Gaza. The Sinai is all we have left between us and the actually good part of Egypt. Oh, I forgot to annex Aden in a separate war, or in a separate peace deal. Oops. It doesn't matter that much, just a little bit of a mistake. Anyway, I believe that the rise of the Turks should be ending pretty soon now. Gotta disband my levies. And I guess I can merge up my standing army. Or I guess I only have like 1,000 cannons left because some died. Yeah, there's the rise of the Turks. Nice, we get Aeolite division in our administrative system. Okay, that gives minus 5% proximity cost, but it gives progress towards decentralization. So I need more way to get... I need something to get me more centralization progress to counteract that. This also removes Legacy of Osman, which is very sad. Legacy of Osman is super good. But we do get Legacy of the Ottomans, which isn't terrible. Still get the ability to raid religious enemies, plus 25% cultural capacity. Oh, it also gives us the Pasha's government reform, which gives us another cabinet seat, but it gives us more decentralization progress. We're going to need a lot of centralization progress to fix this. Well, I guess I'll have to give up on pushing land to keep centralization in, unfortunately. Change societal values towards centralization, because I think there's really nothing else we can do to keep our centralization progress for now. Anyways, I guess I can start integrating some more land. Should probably integrate this stuff before I integrate, like, all of the Maghreb, really. Yeah, or not the Maghreb, but the, what's it called? Levant? Yeah. I can't believe I confused the Levant and the Maghreb. Wow. Oh, using a parliament, or using a cabinet member is not actually going to be enough, because Aeolite division and Pashas are both going to be scaling up a lot. Uh-oh, this is going to be pretty hard to keep centralization progress up. Yeah, I'm going to replace something like diplomatic traditions with the what's it called? Royal decree for plus 10 progress towards centralization. I think I'll do that. Yeah. Because I need to get more centralization progress. Even with this, pretty sure I'm still going to be trending towards decentralization. I can now embrace the printing press, which will be pretty nice. I should probably go for promote institutions, or actually, do I already have the other institutions in my capital? I have Pike and Shot, but I don't have New World. How much is it spreading? It's spreading pretty slowly, so maybe going promote institutions makes sense. Yeah, I think it does. And then from promote institutions, I can probably go into something else. Maybe we go for the printer shop. Is there anything else here that looks super important? There's some... Oh yeah, paved road. Let's go for paved road and cabinet seat first. I need to promote this guy to head of cabinet, or else I'm losing centralization progress. I just got some Orthodox rebels. Luckily, they didn't actually take anything too important, so I'm pretty sure I can just raise all levies and carpet siege them and then end this out pretty quickly. I also have an Armenian secession going at the same time. So that's not ideal, but I think that it's fine-ish. We'll see. Yeah, I think it's fine. Just gotta tell every army to carpet siege everything, and then this war shouldn't be too hard to win. Oh, Austria actually ended up being the Holy Roman Emperor this game? That's pretty rare that Austria ends up being Holy Roman Emperor. From the legacy of the Ottomans thing, I actually have a lot more accepted cultural capacity now, so I'm going to accept Levantine culture. That'll give me cores on all this stuff that I'm currently just having integrated on. Then I have a little bit more cultural capacity. Maybe I should accept, like, Bulgarian or Armenian? It would cost me quite a bit over the cap. I guess I'll just put Armenian as a tolerated culture for now. Oh, Levantine isn't quite as good as I thought. There's actually a lot of Alawites here. Just hit the requirement for pike and shot, so I will embrace that institution. Get that extra 5% research speed from embracing the institution. Then I will invest in stability for a little bit to get my stability back out of the negatives. Oh, I forgot about this. Please don't trigger decline of an empire. I really should be investing in stability a bit more so that I can embrace a new world without having to worry about that at all. Yeah, that's a bit of a threat. Please don't trigger decline of an empire. Oh, the Mamluks decked me. Well, it's really good that they didn't use coalition CB. So they have the potential to coalition CB me, I thought. I was about to fight Cyprus because I just justified on them, but I guess I'm fighting the Mamluks now. Yeah, that's interesting. How much can I take? Let's see what the war score cost is. Yeah, it's not bad. This is much better than if we had to justify Parliament CB, so I'm very happy that the Mamluks decked me. You can take something like, here, I should probably not take stuff over there. I should really just take more stuff here. The Papal States owning this province is a little bit weird. They took this, like, really early game. I guess they probably did a crusade or something. But, yeah, it's a little bit strange for us. Okay, I guess I can't really take stuff over here. I'll probably just take something like this for our 100 war score. Yeah, we'll see. Well, we've got a solid 80,000 levies, so I don't really think that the Mamluks stand a chance. I don't really know why the Mamluks would deck this war. I don't think that they have any way to win this. I actually still don't have New World in Constantinople. I should really use the Encourage Institution thing. Yeah, I should use that. That'll help me get New World in Constantinople a little bit faster, or a lot bit faster, actually. I also just got paved roads unlocked, although I'm kind of poor right now, so I'm not really going to use that too much. I should turn off building an RGO automation to save up some money, to hopefully be able to upgrade some more stuff to paved roads, because that'll be very nice. Consolidate regiments, split in half. Maybe I should split this in half again. Yeah, I should probably do that. And then I'll probably use this big 37k stack as my like sieging stack. And these other ones can just help out with holding my country. I'm dying to attrition, so I'm going to try to like siege some stuff down here to hopefully get more food, because I mean this province has a lot of food, so I shouldn't be dying of being out of food, I'm pretty sure, right? That would be quite strange if I was. So I would think that I can get food like this. Apparently not. Maybe if I siege this? No, apparently I can't go there. Okay, I guess I'm stuck. Maybe I need to try to assault this fort. Surely I can assault this fort. Oh, that's a lot of casualties. That's a lot of casualties. But we can assault the fort. Okay, yeah, that took a lot of men. But we did get the fort, so now I can actually leave the zone of control, I guess. That was probably not worth it. I mean, I was losing a lot of men to attrition, so I don't know. I gotta bring my other armies down to help out, because, yeah, that's not ideal. I need to stop them from resieging that. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is not looking amazing right now. I need to go down here. Cannot let them resiege this. There's very little garrison, so if they try to resiege it, there's a chance that they just take it back instantly. Here's the province capital. Take this, we should have some decent food, hopefully. Now I'm going for all the Ottoman, or all the Egyptian forts. Cairo, this fort, and this fort. Or wait, what? I thought there was a fort here. Or is the fort actually here? Okay. I guess we'll just go for that fort then. Yeah, hopefully we can get all three of these forts. It'd be pretty solid from there. Yeah, once we take all these three forts, we should pretty much have all of the Mamluks occupied, I think. I just got another cabinet seat. I think I'm gonna put this guy on strengthen government, because that'll save us a lot of money to have a guy on strengthen government, because I have to invest a lot less in legitimacy. The Mamluks are trying to fight me in Cairo. The game says I will win, but just to be sure, I will press detach siege, and then bring over the big army to, or bring over this army to help out, just in case. Yeah, I think that might have been necessary. I don't know. Definitely gonna bring back. Oh wait, we get some bonuses for sieging down Cairo. Nice. Wait, how did I siege Cairo down there? I wouldn't have thought I would have managed to siege Cairo that fast, but I guess I did. So that's nice. Go for like here, or actually we are kind of locked out of sieging further in. Okay, well that's fine. We're gonna need a lot of war score to enforce our peace, because if they're getting the -40 from would leave them too fractured, unfortunately. Like there's no way we can make them not think they're too fractured unless we take all of this first before taking anything over here. So yeah, it's not ideal. Actually, like pretty much no matter what, even if we wanted to take down here, it'd be really hard to do it in a way where we wouldn't leave them fractured. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but I am slowly beating the Mamluks. Right now I have very little war score from battles, so that's a big problem. Also, I can get a little bit more from war enthusiasm. How's their war exhaustion? I'm surprised they're at 0 war exhaustion because they've been occupying their capital for quite a while at this point. I'm gonna embrace meritocracy. That'll give me another 5% research speed. Pretty nice. I've decided to not take Cairo and instead just take a little bit more on the west side here. I've just got enough for 99% war score now. I guess I have enough for 100 war score, so I'll take 1 tick of money. Sure. And yeah, that's gonna be my peace deal. Expand a little bit here. That should hurt their proximity to things like Alexandria, because now they have to take a significantly less direct route. And this first thing is not a river anymore. So that should be a little bit better, hopefully. Yeah, this is currently like showing as pure green, but it's actually only 58% proximity now, so that's going to be a little bit better. Then I can also disband my levies, of course. And yeah, things are looking overall pretty solid. Let's look at what happens to the visualization of proximity after the month tick. And the month tick happens, and yeah, there we go. It's a little bit darker. Fuwa now basically has no proximity. That's nice. That's going from 55 control to 11. That's a huge lowering. That'll make it a lot cheaper to conquer those in the next war. Apparently I'm kind of close to getting proximity in this region. What we really need to do to get proximity here is annex Cyprus. So I guess I should declare war on Cyprus now. Yeah, I'm gonna... Oh, I lost my religious CB already? Dang. I guess I can parliament CB them. Constantinople. Increase ties to neighbors. Fabricate CB. Cyprus. Cyprus. Now I can declare Parliament CB on Cyprus. Bring over this 25 Navy. And then... Where's my army? My army is somewhere. Okay, well, I'll bring it here. And I guess we need, like, more transport ships. I should raise naval levies to get more transports. Yeah, it looks like from Byzantium alone I can get a pretty solid amount. And then I guess I'll raise some army levies, because I don't know that this, like, our full artillery army is going to be strong enough to win the war against Cyprus, so we'll just get some regular units. Send them over to this tile, along with our 61 transports, and then we should be able to pretty easily beat Cyprus. We need Cyprus to actually use ships in here. I tried putting ships in here without having Cyprus, and yeah, they just all died to naval attrition. I'm shipping over my 16,000 troops to Nicosia, and it should be a pretty easy siege. I don't think that the Cypriots have 18,000 troops. Yeah, they do not. This person's first child was a prodigy, but they're a woman, so we need to fix this problem because they're not going to become our heir, but we want the prodigy to become our heir if possible. Oh, this also gives us less minus legitimacy, is nice. Yeah, maybe I should go that. Full annex on Cyprus. Nice. New island acquired. And, yeah, now I need to start making a new navy for this place. Once I ship my troops across. Oh, I got a big Albania secession here. Except it's actually Bulgaria. Who knows why it's called Albania? Okay, I can now annex Albania. Now I just got Imereti to worry about, but I can delete all these armies and just let that army that's over there deal with this. Except for these artillery, which can go over there to help out the siege a little bit. Finished everything in my queue for research. I guess I need to decide if I'm going for Janissaries now. That probably makes some sense to go for Janissaries. Or we could try to go for... yeah, I think we go for Janissaries, because I can't think of... I guess we could go for +1 cultural capacity. That would be kind of nice to have another cultural capacity. And I could accept, like, Armenian or something. But I think I will just start going for some of these Miltechs. Pike and Shot. Where's the Janissaries? Oh, 10% combat speed is all the way down here. +1 government reforms down there as well. Janissary Arquebuser. Guess I want to go for that. Then I also want to go for the artillery battalion. And plus 20% culture capacity looks nice. -10 antagonism received, plus 10% army morale. You get a CB on Golden Horde, that is nice. Should probably use that to invade the Golden Horde. Golden Horde is kind of weak. Yeah, I should do this. You can take a lot from Golden Horde probably, because it's Golden Horde, they're not very high control, so it's all gonna be extremely low war score cost. Except for the fort. The fort is actually kind of expensive. But we'll see what we can take, like Crimea area. I think that we're just beyond when the Ottomans actually historically took the Crimea area. It's a little bit expensive, but I guess once we take the fort there, it'll be a little bit cheaper. And I should actually go military hegemon. That'll help out a bunch. Yeah, military hegemon will make costs like 20% lower because we already have pretty good war score costs on a lot of this. So that'll be nice taking something like this. We get pretty good proximity to Crimea, I think. I think this might be our last major war fought with levies because we're only like 3 techs away from Janissary arquebusiers. With my maritime presence here being at 100 now, I split that fleet off. We have a pretty good proximity into Egypt. Not pretty good, but decent. 33% proximity in northern Egypt, and even into some more of the southern stuff, we're getting a little bit of proximity now. I just told my 40k stack I made to carpet siege Golden Lord, and I've got this 32k stack, which I'm going to tell to siege Theodora, because that's really their only major fort other than the one that I just sieged down. Well, Kath, which the Golden Horde is at war with, managed to occupy this province, so I can't take it. So instead, I'm just taking this peace deal. Not too bad. Take a lot of Golden Horde Western territories. I don't know what's going on with Kremyaska here, but I'm sure the AI will figure out what's going on with that, and I'm sure it's not much of an issue. Yeah, pretty nice to get Crimea. I assume we have pretty decent proximity to Crimea. Yeah, 83% to Theodora is pretty solid. Just unlocked Janissary units, so I will start trying to build those up. Janissary arquebusiers are pretty expensive, so I don't... There's a cap to how many you can have of these at the same time. Okay, that's interesting. That's a little bit unfortunate, but I will keep a bunch of these units anyway. I don't have too much money, but I will build up like 1 stack in all my cities, pretty much. And yeah, should be able to get pretty, we should be able to get military hegemon from this, I believe, which will be nice for the extra -10 war score cost. Apparently I'm at the Janissary arquebusier cap. Okay, I guess I'll build up some regular arquebusiers because I'm like just barely short of being military hegemon. Also, I'm in this rebellion right now, so that's not exactly ideal. Need to like siege Bergama and stuff. Shouldn't be too hard because this slave revolt is very small, but it is just a little bit annoying. I am now military hegemon, which is nice, giving me that -10% war score cost. Also the ability to violate sovereignty on anyone, forcing them to give me military access. I'm going to embrace the New World Institution. I'm going to remove all my techs after training fields real quick, because I do want to go into New World for this -10% proximity cost. That's a must-have tech. I think there might be some other really, really important techs to get here as well. Like -5 proximity cost through port is kind of nice. Plus 2.5 trade efficiency is a must-have. And then here's the -0.5 proximity cost through maritime. Yeah, I guess maybe we go for this tolerance of heathen beliefs as well. My country's kind of mad that I haven't held parliament, so I will hold parliament, and I will get a CB on the Mamluks for, I guess, that province. Then, yeah, I need to combine my 2 armies, and should probably just deck the Mamluks, right? Yeah, probably. Okay, declare Parliament CB on the Mamluks. We'll see what we can take in this war. That's 141% war score. Wow. That's a lot. I assume Alexandria is insanely inflated from the plus 100% right now, but even still, I guess something like this isn't too bad. Yeah, Alexandria is insanely overcosted right now because of the plus 100%. Hopefully without that we can actually take this peace deal. We'll see. Yeah. Ideally we want to take this province as well so that we can not get the -30. 93,000 levies to be raised. 13,000 levy stack, or 13,000 army stack should start coming over here to help out in this war. That's a pretty inconvenient secession. Yeah, very inconvenient. That's so inconvenient. Um, oh, we're quite over frontage. Put this into another stack down here because we need to deal with this secession quickly. Troops, yeah, we gotta move some troops down there to help us out. Meanwhile, this army needs to go clear up all their armies up here. Now annex the revolter down here, and I guess send this army to go siege Cairo again. If we can get Cairo, that would be nice. Cairo siege succeeded. Now we go up here. I mean, they're getting a lot from ticking war score, but pretty soon I should be able to occupy all the stuff that they're getting ticking on. It's a little bit weird how the visualization works, but do beat their army there. Guess I can go for the war goal now. I think that's the war goal. I got this fort as well. I guess I can send this army to go down and siege the forts that are down here, because more fort occupation will be good for more war score. Although they are sort of trying to siege me up, so maybe I should send this army up to deal with those sieges that they're trying to pull against me. There's Alexandria. How's the war score cost looking now that Alexandria is occupied? Yeah, now it's only 91% war score, so we can actually take, like, that province as well. That's nice. Well, the Mamluks are now willing to accept a 100 war score peace deal. So I'm going to do this. Or actually a 99 war score peace deal. Now we get pretty much all of North Egypt, except for this little bit that the Papal States controls. I can disband my levies and bring all my armies together, I guess, like here. Coalition disbands, because it was just the Mamluks in the coalition. I assume that the Mamluk tax base should collapse a lot more now that they don't have all their stuff up here in the north. Like, Alexandria was a huge portion of their economy, I think. Let's see what their tax base drops to on the month tick. Yeah, it drops in roughly half to 126. That's pretty solid. I guess we can see what our control is like here. 26% in Alexandria isn't too bad. Does look like we are lacking a little bit of maritime presence in this region, though, so I will just merge up more fleet into this zone, and also put my fleet there temporarily to just try to ensure I get a little bit of maritime presence here back, because we want to get Alexandria as much proximity as possible. Now that I own Alexandria, I've got the most trade advantage and trade capacity in the Alexandria market, which is nice. Should be able to do a pretty good amount of trade. Yeah, looks like this market is a little bit profitable. Might be good to have some more marketplaces there. I've got a lot of money saved up right now. Wow. Yeah, that's a really good amount of money. Should probably go on building automation, but also I should build up a ton of marketplaces first. Stop sorting by Constantinople market. Marketplace. Build marketplace. Oh, do we not have burgers in all of these states? Yeah, we don't. Okay. I just became economic hegemon, which is pretty nice. That means I can now ask countries to get part of their trade power. Or not ask them, force them to give me part of their trade power, I mean. Yeah, Aragon, give me your trade power. Yeah, the Papal States, give me your trade power. And, who else do I want to take trade power? Denmark, give me your trade power. Trade income sitting at 300 right now. I think that's before even. I wonder what it'll be at with all the trade power I stole from Papal States. I think Papal States probably has quite a bit of trade power everywhere. We can get that much trade capacity. Is it not going up? Maybe it was already used? Oh, that actually... No, my trading... No, it went down to 250 for a second. Now it's up to 370. That's pretty good. Oh, next month is the researching of autonomous pashas. This is going to be an amazing tech for our proximity. It's going to get so much better with an extra 10%. I also just queued up all the RGOs somewhat recently. Be a minus 10% proximity cost. Means that, yeah, you saw that huge increase in everything's greenness. Alexandria is now going to be at 40% proximity. This is 41. Yeah, it's all looking a lot better with autonomous pashas. The graph is really vertical since we got autonomous pashas and this stuff in North Egypt. I am still trying to integrate it, so we have kind of low control here for now, but once it gets integrated, and especially once I core it, which I don't really have enough cultural capacity for right now, we'll be in much better shape. I just need a little bit, yeah, I need more cultural capacity, which we can get, but we're kind of far away from. Maybe I should change my tech thing to start prioritizing cultural capacity, like after we get this proximity cost through maritime, go for the cultural capacity. I thought that I had extra cultural capacity I could get. Yeah, Persian in the court and blend of influences. That will be nice. Oh, blend of influences is actually pretty hard to get to. Yeah, I justified a religious CB on Aden so I can finally clear up this border, because, yeah, there's no reason to let these guys keep on living. They're just slightly in the way of everything. Yeah, that was a very simple war. That should, I think, give me better proximity to, like, Usak and stuff. I assume that this is going to be a better path, right? It's actually not. Wow. Yeah, this province actually has way worse proximity than I thought. I guess it doesn't have a modern road leading into it. Yeah, it doesn't at all. I need to fix my roads and build lots of roads and get much better proximity to everything. Yeah, definitely can get lots better proximity if I just build a bunch of roads. I got expand paved road network finally. That's nice. Yeah, this way I'll be able to get a little bit more progress towards centralization. It's been a while since I got a expand road network things. I've been stuck on 85 progress towards centralization. Minus -0.5 proximity cost through maritime. That should be pretty big for Alexandria. All these 3.27s. Yeah, that's should go down a bit, right? Or is it already down? 4.43 through maritime seems a little bit strange of a number. We are a little bit towards naval. Okay. You got 62% proximity to Alexandria now. This is an interesting event. We can choose between getting 10 progress towards decentralization and a building that gives 10 max control, but it can only be built in the Balkans, and it has to be not cored. So I don't think it's worth it. I think I'm going to pick up this one, which gives plus 33 progress towards centralization, which actually will make me hit 100, which is quite nice. The Papal States declares war on me? Oh, the crusade is beginning against me. Okay, Moroccan ties. All of our estates get 10 satisfaction. Let's see what happens if we click this event. Okay, this coalition doesn't seem that bad. I mean, it's kind of bad, but I think we can beat this coalition, probably. Hopefully we can take Papal States land in Egypt, and then also take Genoa's land on the continent. Seems like this will be a pretty easy war. 120,000 levies we can raise now. That's nice. The Pope has such a stronger navy than me. Unfortunately, I'm gonna... Yeah, that's one of the problems with this war. I'm gonna lose some maritime presence. After this war, I need to start working on getting a better navy. Because, yeah, that is a big problem that I have such a weak navy. Do we have mill access all the way into, like, the Pope and stuff? Let's see. Yeah, we do have mill access all the way into the Pope. So I'll split my army into consolidate, go over there, both stacks. Just don't want to have as much of a frontage penalty to speed. Is it still max speed penalty? No, it's not, but it's kind of close. So I'm actually going to split again. And then with the 4 stacks, I should actually have a good walking speed. I'm taking so many more casualties than them in this battle. Wow. Well, they have a really good general. 196-94. They got better morale. I'm surprised they're doing this much better in the battle. Do they have like way more pro armies than me? I don't know. But yeah, I'm surprised they're doing so much more damage than I'm dealing to them. And I'm rolling a little bit worse, but not rolling that much worse. Oh, that's really nice. We get the event that lets us get Turkish view Greek as kindred, which means we can get them accepted for super cheap now. We also get this building that gives +5 trade capacity. And yeah, that's going to be super nice to have Greek kindred thing. That'll make it so cheap to accept Greek. Yeah, now it's only 0.7 cultural capacity. So I can just accept the lower Egyptians now. I'm pretty sure that the first time you can get this event is the start of 1500. So getting it at the start of 1501 is pretty lucky. I think it's like a 1% chance per month or something. I'm to fight the Bohemians in Dubrovnik. I should have the terrain advantage, so surely we win this battle easily. Surely. Except that we're actually kind of not winning right now, but... No, we're winning this battle. We got this. Yes, we're winning, We got this. We are actually winning, though. Yeah, we are. 100%. Let's go to speed 4 so we can actually just see this battle end. Yes, 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 we win it. Very good to see. Okay. That's cool. We got a building that gives minus 50% local proximity cost and plus 15 local proximity source. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I'll build that. Looks like that's right there. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, I don't know how yeah, 15 proximity there isn't that good, but getting minus 50% proximity cost to leave the location will be very nice. At this point, I'm able to get a white piece, but I do want to go for taking at least this. Probably want to take more, but I mean, I want to take at least this. I can maybe just assault it right now, and that'll make the cost in war score for that like half as high, so that'll help out a bit. Gonna be fighting them in this battle, probably. You need to let morale come up, and yeah, let's fight this battle. It shouldn't be too hard, I think. Surely. Except that they have infinite morale, and we don't, because of course. But, yeah, we just don't have enough morale for some reason, unfortunately. Uh, please win that battle. Nope, we lose it. We love just not having enough morale. Very sad. But, I will, I think, try to assault this fort. It's gonna lose us some lives, but it's worth it. Yeah, okay, we get the fort. Now we're 0 acceptance. I just need to beat this army for real, and then I can get a peace deal, I think. But yeah, I just need one more war. Oh, they're willing to accept now. Yeah, I'm gonna take this peace deal. Nice. Defeat of the Holy League, plus 15 prestige and 7.5 army tradition. Now I can unraise my levies. Crusade disbanded. Very good. Now I have 9 cultural capacity potential. I just got another 20% from an advance. I do want to go for Carax because I need to get I need to get an actual navy going. Also, I got dry docks along the way, which will help out a little bit with harbor capacity. I'm making 1,000 ducats in profit. Wow, that's pretty nice. Got my 10,000 troops down here. I wonder if they're actually giving a decent amount of control to this zone. I think probably. Let's see. Friendly armies is only actually 1% control. That's kind of surprisingly little, although it is probably giving a lot in satisfaction. You can see satisfaction in this province is extremely high. Actually, it's high in everything. No, I think they might have just been in here or something. Why are these pops? These pops should be. Huh, what's going on? Oh, these pops are Orthodox. That's why they're unhappy. The actual lower Egyptian pops are very happy. Wow, they're so happy. From government intervention, giving plus 68%. Is that because I beat them in a revolution? So I had an extremely brief audio loss here, but it is a very important clip, so I'm going to be showing it. We're calling Parliament to fabricate a CB on the Mamluks, but there's something a little bit different to my previous wars against the Mamluks, which is that by this point I learned that we can actually threaten war against the Mamluks instead of declaring war against them, and this has a huge upside of giving us minus 25% war score cost, which, yeah, that's a huge improvement over the plus 25% war score cost you would normally get from Parliament. I guess it makes a little bit of sense because you don't have to, or they don't have to fight a war with you. They could accept, but it's a little bit overpowered. But I'm obviously going to be utilizing it because it's super strong. I'm fighting this battle here in Tinis, and it's going pretty well. We're massively winning, or like relative to the, yeah, we're getting a lot more deaths on their side than we are taking. So that's always good. Obviously, want to go for Cairo. Nice to get some Parliament support, except I'm not passing this Parliament anyway. Yeah, there's no way this passes. We got lots of troops up here in the north that we could use for something, probably. I should just use this army to go siege Cairo. I think we've got good artillery on it, so we should be able to siege it pretty easily. I should probably siege Nawa with this army, right? Yeah, that would be good. Well, I got Cairo. Now I'll go for the next fort, I guess. That's the tile for the fort. Alright. Slowly trying to get the forts over here. They're a little bit tougher to get. I'm actually splitting this army in two because we need this fort as well to even get the war goal. Got Nawa. Now I guess I'll send this army to go for this fort. I think with Nawa, yeah, now this is under 100 war score. I'll probably end up taking, like, this as well, and I guess I can keep snaking further. How much is Cairo? Actually, we can maybe take Cairo in this peace deal. Oh, that would be cool. I got this fort. That's nice. Now I can start working on like getting that fort. War score cost should be down quite a bit. You need to update it. Yeah, now it's down to 100 war score. That's good to see. Got another like 3 forts to take, so it might go down to like 95. In which case I can maybe take like that or that. Yeah, probably just that, which isn't terrible. I sieged down enough stuff from the Mamluks where I can enforce a 100% peace deal, or a 99% peace deal technically, but that is good enough. The fate of the Caliph. Oh, we took, what's it called? Cairo. Keep the Caliph as a figurehead gives us 20 ulama satisfaction, otherwise we get 20 legitimacy and 5% pop satisfaction. Well, I actually wanted to swap, what's it called? Succession laws to matrilineal non-exclusive because this gives good bonuses. Also, I would think it would make our child a potential heir, although it says there's 0 potential heirs. So I'm going to use this opportunity to swap and then get the 20 legitimacy, which will be kind of nice. Because we do need legitimacy back. Also max out stability. And then disband levies. This should be pretty nice. And I think in our next war we'll be able to full annex the Mamluks. We'll see. Their current war score cost is at 157%. But they don't have 100 control on their whole country, obviously, so it's not going to be quite as good. I think they're going to get pretty decent proximity with this capital because I believe this is the right way up with the river. Yeah, they do have pretty good proximity. They got 50% proximity all the way up here. I have some extra cultural capacity, so I'm going to accept Armenians and Bulgarians. And that'll be very nice for getting more cores. I have passed France as the cultural hegemon. That means I could use the assimilate thing, but I don't think it's too useful. I mean, like, how big are the areas over here, I guess? Levant is an area, so, like, we could try to fix our cores on some of the stuff that's just integrated, I guess. But I don't think it's worth doing. These locations have a lot of pops, so it'd take a while to assimilate them, I think. Although, I guess they have a lot of... Do they have a lot of Levantine? They have a decent amount in some of these locations, but really not that much. I just unlocked the Karak tech, which means I can make a real navy now. I'm gonna spam a bunch of Karaks. This will make me naval hegemon and make my navy like actually be able to fight. I just had an earthquake event in Constantinople and it killed so many buildings. It's insane how many buildings that just killed. That's actually absurd. All the buildings are dead. Oh no, that's so many buildings gone. Wow. Yeah, dang. That killed like 50 tax space. I even pressed the option to spend some money to make it not as bad, but yeah, that was really bad. I remember my previous game playing Ottomans. I thought it was the AI that was stupidly deleting my buildings, but I think it's actually just that event with an earthquake that I just had. I didn't show the event because I didn't expect it to be that big, but I looked at it and I saw it was so many of the buildings went away. Like I had like 20 levels of Tailor's Guilds and now I don't. I just got a 2.5% trade efficiency buff from the meritocracy tree, which is very nice. Yeah, that's super nice to get that extra 2.5% trade efficiency because that will mean that I can get, what's it called? Yeah, even more money from trade. With 15% trade efficiency, my trade route should be very profitable. If 500 trade income is pretty solid. Just took naval hegemon from France. I now own all the hegemons except for diplomatic hegemon, which is by far the hardest hegemon to get because you can't really buy diplomatic hegemon, unfortunately. I just got a plus trade range modifier, and now I'm getting like 600 from trade income. Or no, it's back down. But you know what we can do to get our trade income higher? Forced to divert trade. It goes away after a while, so it's kind of expensive in terms of diplomats to force trade, but it is kind of nice. I don't know who's gonna be best to force trade on. I guess Aragon I'll do. Wait, I already did them. Nope. Brabant. Surely we can do that. And just make a little bit of trade from these extra markets. Take, I'll take the research speed, I guess. Or research progress. I'm gonna stop investing in stability, at least for a little bit, because we don't really need more stability. I mean, it'd be nice for these institutions, but we still got another 20 years before they spawn, so it's fine. I'm gonna ask Bulgaria for an improved cultural opinion. That'll make it some stopping running a cultural capacity over thing. Now I can maybe tolerate another culture or something. Hmm. I guess I'll start tolerating Serbian. We'll accept it eventually, but can't accept it yet. Don't have enough cultural capacity. In an event, internal struggles of Cath. It seems like this is all the territory Cath owns, so I will just declare I have a truce, so I can't actually declare the war. Or no, I have mill access because I violated sovereignty on them. Can I unviolate sovereignty on you? No. Okay. Another brief audio cutout here. We are quickly expanding up an army to fight Hungary. I'm going to build up a pretty big army. Then I'm going to declare war on Hungary for our claim on one of these provinces. Yeah, Vidin. And we're going to have a pretty easy war. Dang, audio cut out again. But basically, what happened is we were fighting the war, and what I found is that levies are not doing, or levies are much better than pro armies. Like my pro armies are doing way worse in battles than my levies are. I guess they do have like 2.5 times the troop count, but I thought that there were some advantages that pro armies had to make them able to be competitive with significantly smaller troop counts per frontage, but it seems like there kind of isn't. Also, I can do parliament, which I guess I'll do. There is one thing that I want to get in Parliament for sure, which is to change a law, because I found out that Sharia law is actually the reason why we can't get our heir. I'm going to switch over to civil law, which will also remove -1 tolerance of heathens, give us some centralization progress, and legislative efficiency, which I believe reduces aggressive expansion. And so that's going to be very nice. And yeah, centralization progress, I mean, we can more easily stay on centralization, so I just can stop having a cabinet member constantly moving me towards it. I got a bunch of cabinet members that aren't doing anything. They should all be on integrating provinces. I think it's just like pretty quick to integrate province, so it's kind of hard to remember to continuously put them on new provinces. But we can start getting the Balkans all integrated up now, which is going to be pretty nice. It seems kind of insane that Moria is like 5 provinces. I don't think they needed quite this many provinces in Morea. Like, Moria being an area when, like, Western Anatolia is an area is kind of insane, I feel like. Now, would it be a calamity if I didn't do some exploits? So we're gonna do some slight exploits. We're gonna offer Poland, or I mean, you could technically say this isn't really an exploit. It's just using mechanics in a little bit of an overpowered way. Poland. I'll give you an exemption from the sound toll, so you can leave the war. Naples. Actually, I'll give you an exemption to the sound tolls if you leave the war. Oh, and also Verona. Oh wait, what? I can't give you an exemption to the sound tolls? Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Um, yeah, unfortunate that I can't get Verona out, but I mean, there's still a ton of people that we get out for free there, which is super nice. Oh, yeah, with Sharia law removed, we can now see this person is our heir, which is nice. Yeah, that's super good to see. ED7 175. I hope that the stuff about removing Sharia law was not without audio. I can't actually remember, but I think I talked about this. Yeah, this character is super nice to actually get as our ruler. 87 will mean we can get really good, what's it called? Really good proximity cost reduction from them. Yeah. Yeah, I can take a really big peace deal from the Hungarians here. Or it's not like that big, but we do get all of the Romanian stuff back, Bulgaria, and some stuff over here. Now, I will give the cores back that are... Yeah, I should give all the stuff that's cores actually over to, like, our subjects, because I don't want to have to integrate all this stuff manually quite as much. That. Then, Bulgaria, you can have Vidin, Wallachia, you can have all of this Romanian stuff. Yeah, it's gonna have 0 control, all of this anyway. Cede provinces. Very nice. Now, obviously, there's no way I'm getting control into any of this stuff either, so I should cede all that to Serbia as well. But they can core it for us when I annex them. Yeah, that'll be a little bit nice. Cede province, and cede province, and do they have cores on more than that? Actually, they don't have cores on a little bit of this. I think I will leave Serbia at that size for now. Hungary's total war score cost is still insane, 1174%, or yeah, 1174% is a lot. Well, that's a coalition. Um, wow. I did not expect to see that big of a coalition. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even look at the coalition because I didn't think it would be a problem, but it is. It's a big problem. Please, France, don't join the coalition before I can improve relations with you out of it. Please. Oh my, oh, this is so bad. I barely conquered anything. Why is all of Europe mad at me now? How could you, Europe? I'm so nice, Europe. You should stop being mad at me, you know. Okay, I'm pretty much starting improving relations with all the major countries, except I guess Bohemia is a major country I could be improving relations with right now. I'm trying to get them out of the coalition. I think it's pretty likely I'll get France and Castile out, unless they just join like a couple months from now, because I think they're losing like 1 per month due to improved relations. Aragon just naturally dropped out of plus 50. Yeah, I should probably keep on high diplomatic spending till I can improve relations with Bohemia, because Bohemia is a kind of important threat to get improving relations on. Okay, that seems pretty decent. Now I can put my diplomatic slider back down. Okay, France didn't end up joining the coalition. That's good. I think at this point the coalition isn't that much stronger than us, even if every single person who could join the coalition does. So that's good. I'm gonna give the Dhimmi the Preserve Local Traditions privilege. It'll give them +1 tolerance of heathen beliefs, which should make our Dhimmi have a lot more satisfaction, hopefully, because, yeah, I think every tolerance of heathens is a pretty significant difference in acceptance. I guess since we have 0 tolerance in heathens, we can't check that anymore, but we can check for, like, Shia. I'm pretty sure we have Shia in some provinces. Or did all the Shia get converted? Maybe all the Shia in our lands got converted. No, these locations have some Shia pops that we can check the population satisfaction of to see what minus 2.5 tolerance does. You can see, yeah, that's 12.5, so each tolerance is 5. You get the foreign cultural law. This one's actually really good because you can get minus 25% accepted culture cost and 1 cultural capacity. So right now we're using up pretty much all of our cultural capacity. We use this. Now I think I might need to wait a month. We'll see, because this definitely isn't right. We'll see that I assume we're going to have a ton of extra now. Yeah, we need to wait a month, I think. Okay, the month just ticked over. What? Does that modifier not actually work? I'm very confused. I think I should be getting way more from that. Oh yeah, it needs to take into effect. It takes, what's that, like 6 months? No, yeah, it takes like, a year and a half till this will actually be in full effect. So we'll see how this is like in a year and a half. The Constantinople market access is really bad around Athens. So I'm thinking creating a new market around Athens would be a good idea. Yeah, I think that that'll be good. So I'm trying to remember how I actually create a new market. I think we go here. Yeah, create market. Oh, I don't have enough money to create a market in Athens. It's very expensive. Wow. I'm just barely short. But why is it so much money? That's so expensive. Um, why is it not letting me hover? It just says the price depends on the current market access of the location. So I guess I will wait till the next month, and then, assuming that buildings automation doesn't spend too much of my money, create a new market in Athens. It's going to take a little bit for that market to actually appear. Actually, not that long, only 90 days. And that should give, like, the southern Greece region up to, like, Thessaloniki a little bit better market access, I think. I don't know. New Athens market. Yes, a little bit better market access to something like Selanik. Would this one have 54? Now we have 68. A little bit better. And then, of course, in Athens and, like, Maria, we got much better market access. That's nice. Also, kicking the Naples market out of this region. We'll see how this does to our trade income. I imagine it's not going to be too good or maybe it's better for our trade income to have 2 separate markets. I don't really know how this will affect our trade income, but probably not too big of a factor. Let's just speed 5 to the next month so we can see. Yeah, okay, this trade is actually really profitable. More profitable per trade capacity than Constantinople, I think, or it's very close. Yeah, we're making decent trade income. I don't know why it goes up and down so much randomly. We unlocked the House of Parliament building. I should really build that. That'll give me 20% crown power and make it so I don't have to constantly select where my parliament is, even though I always want it in Constantinople. Oh, my previous ruler died. We got this amazing ruler now. Very nice. Lose a little bit of legitimacy. We might actually end up not having an heir, because this person is 52. Yeah, we'll see. Might run out of heirs here, but this really is super nice. Negative 8.7% proximity cost, max of diplomatic ability, and 75 on military is very nice stats. I should probably stop investing in stability. I don't really need more stability. I was just sort of investing in stability because I wanted to embrace institutions or revoke privileges. But the main privilege I want to revoke, I can't. I need 25 humanist, I think, to revoke it. Or decentralization progress. I really want to get rid of that decentralization. Although this privilege does have army morale, which is nice. I don't know. Yeah, we're slowly trending towards humanist. Very slowly. Well, I just got declared war on by the coalition. Okay, I will raise 185,000 levies. And does Hungary give the coalition Mila access? No, so I think a lot of the coalitions can have a little bit of problems getting to me. Looks like my troops have just raised. Now, that does see we have a higher military balance score. But we can't really peace out unless we give them a sound toll. Or actually, we could only give them a sound toll exemption, and that's enough to just peace out of this coalition. Do I really want to exploit the coalition that much? I do wonder how expensive it is to full annex the Mamluks. I assume we can't full annex. Yeah, it's way too expensive in this war because we have the huge plus to war score cost. It's 80 war score just for Asute. That's insane. Yeah, I guess pretty much our goal is going to be to fight to a white peace, so we can then deck Mamluks as soon as the truce is up next time. That seems like the goal. I should call Parliament, I think. Yeah, because if I don't call Parliament... Or actually, maybe... I probably just want to conquer this country. Yeah, this country's kind of annoying, so we can just try to conquer them. I'll sponsor university, it doesn't matter too much. Make some progress towards belligerent, that'll be nice. I do want to get towards belligerent. It's kind of hard, though, because we lack rivals, and that pushes us towards conciliatory. Because it doesn't matter that I don't have valid rivals, you still get progress towards conciliatory from it. We got 58,000 levies here. I guess I can use that to try and siege down the Mamluks a little bit. So apparently trying to conquer this is an invalid target. I don't know what that means. Maybe because it's not the main person I'm fighting in the war. But, yeah, that's kind of made me kind of mad. So, you know what, AI, I'm gonna scam you. Well, I'm not really scamming you, because this one you can actually decline. You can see some of the forts they don't want me to dismantle, but they do want me to dismantle this one in Cairo. And you know what, just for you, Egypt, I will dismantle that fort in exchange for ending the war. So, yeah, that sounds pretty fair, right? I think that sounds reasonable. The allow foreign rituals thing is now in effect. Oh, it's not actually accepted culture cost. I see now. It's the cost to add an accepted culture, which is the prestige or whatever. Okay, that's a little bit of a non-modifier. Wow, that's not very useful. I mean, it's maybe slightly useful because what you might want to do is accept a culture very temporarily and then unaccept it after you get the cores, but outside of that use case, that is really not useful. I guess I do have enough expected culture capacity, though, to accept Serbian, so... Oh, wait, I don't have the requirements. Oh, I need at least 1 million Serbian pops, or 2.5% of my country being Serbian to accept it. I have a lot of spare money at this point, just sort of killing rebels over and over again. Hungary just joined the coalition, so I do want to fight them again. I started a spy network so I can justify a religious war, because I don't have any other CB to declare on them with. And I want to use my Parliament CB on the Mamluks. Currently, what I think I want to do is upgrade a bunch of cities or upgrade a bunch of towns into cities and upgrade a bunch of rural locations into towns, because that way we can get a much bigger economy. You know, I can invest in even more buildings if I have more towns. So I'm kind of just going to look at this map mode, click on every location, and if the RGO isn't super profitable, just upgrade it to a town. we have enough food, I think, that it's not a huge problem. I got some food bonuses, so I think it's fine to overwrite some food to upgrade a bunch of towns. Towns will be very nice. We can even make a city there. Yeah, for now, most of this stuff is going to be upgraded to towns, though, but eventually we'll upgrade these to cities, and that'll be very nice. Kind of gonna do pretty much everything I can out from the capital, except for stuff like this iron mine, which is a little bit too good of a good to build over. Maybe this wool is too. Yeah, I'll not do it. I'll not go over that for now. Okay, I think I queued up a good amount of towns and cities. You can see a lot of stripes, meaning that we're upgrading them to towns, especially over here, but also some city upgrades like here and stuff. Lots of upgrades should help me get up to even more tax base, although our tax base already is looking pretty good, almost at 5,000 tax base in 1530. I think we're ahead of the Spain run, which was already way, way better than the Russia run I did. Well, I kind of wanted to take these guys back manually and then take stuff from these guys, because it said that the war score cost is only 40. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, this war goal has minus conquer cost for attacker and normal for defender. So it is quite confusing why it's 78 war score to annex them. But if we look at an individual location, we can see it's even more confusing, because it says buildings plus 0.02 taking back from revolter minus 95%, and then the math does not add up to 15. The math adds up to maybe 8. So that's a little bit strange. I'm just gonna annex subject. I could take like this location, I guess. That'll make, I think, slightly cleaner borders. Yeah. Truce with the Mamluks just expired, so I can now actually go to war with them. Address Burger Mansion complaints. Fabricate CB on the Mamluks for this province. Then I will threaten war. Threaten war for the province, and the Mamluks are going to say no. For some reason, there's no positive reasons at all, even though I'm much stronger than them. You'd think there would be a positive reason for thinking that I'm much stronger. We'll see how much war score cost everything ends up being. And see, looks like it's 104 for everything but the capital province, but the forts are costing a bunch more than they would normally cost. This is 17, but it's probably going to be way, way less once the fort's gone. Yeah, that's probably over doubling the cost. Yeah, definitely over doubling the cost. So we'll see what we can end up getting it down to. I think we'll bid a full annex. At minimum, we will bid a full annex if we just wait till the age of Reformation. Wait, what? My subject over here just got annexed by, or my revolt over here just got annexed by Georgia? No, that revolt definitely wasn't going on for the, like, 5 years. It, like, just happened. That's a scam. I don't even have cores on Georgia? Dang. Well, that's unfortunate. Not much we can do about that. I guess we can justify a religious war on Georgia to fight soon. Yeah, well, for now, I'm gonna go send my troops down here, and I'm gonna start beating up the Mamluks. Although I should also have some troops up here, because the vassals, I believe, are disloyal right now, meaning that we can piece them out for war goals. I think. Yeah, I think we will piece out their vassals for land. There is the Dulkadirids full annexed. The other ones, it's not actually that important to conquer, because we can just get them as subjects after we annex the Mamluks. And I think I'm kind of fine with having those ones as subjects, except for maybe Barca. Yeah, Barca I could have pretty good control on. So maybe I'll try to annex Barca. Now that I occupied the fort here, this location is only 7 war score, which is nice. It's going to be pretty close. I think we're not going to have quite enough war score to annex them until the age of Reformation. We'll see, though. Okay, turns out they're 97 war score. I just managed to assault all of their forts. Lost like 15,000 guys from assaulting all their forts, but that's really not too bad. And yes, this is a full annex on the Mamluks. We're like 15 years behind historical. I mean, I think that's actually not that bad considering, yeah, how many wars this takes in game compared to the one war it took in real life. Can we annex Barca yet? No, the 12 months have not passed yet, and we don't have their country actually full occupied. Okay, we should be able to full occupy them pretty soon. Yeah, they're getting this auto transferring occupation thing. I think actually standing on this province might have slowed it down. No, it doesn't. Okay. I still can't piece them out. Apparently there's something. Oh, they don't. I don't occupy that. Okay. Now I can full annex Barca. Nice little bit of expansion. Move these troops back up. Or I guess I should occupy like this stuff from the Mamluks. Yeah, I don't know why the Mamluks are only at 35 war score. I guess their subjects are like a huge portion of their country at this point, so we kind of just have to occupy the subjects if we want high war score. I'm gonna offer their subjects an exemption from the sound tolls to leave the war if they have under 47% war score against them, because that way I should just get more war score because they won't count, right? The only problem is that this might make them not split to us, but I assume it won't do that, right? That would be really weird if it did that. So we're just gonna peace out with everyone like that. I think this is the final one. Oh, this guy is loyal. Okay, yeah, now I have 107% from occupations. Good. So I can peace out for full annexation. Yep. And they're willing to accept. Or I can take a tiny bit of money, I guess. And that's very nice. Yeah, we get all their subjects as ours. This coalition isn't great. I guess I should try to improve relations with some more people to get them out of the coalition, like Papal States, Zab, Kiev, so that it's just like Hungary, and then we can fight Hungary again. I think I'm about to get a CB on Hungary kind of soon. I'm justifying religious war for this, and then I can threaten war on them, get some more land. Nice expansion into Europe starting now. We don't have too much more to do in Africa. I guess we can go for like Tunis area. I think this is the first time I've seen Great Britain actually form. Wait, what? What are you doing here, Great Britain? Great Britain, I don't think that's where you're supposed to be colonizing. Hmm. Well, well, the AI did manage to form Great Britain, which is pretty nice. Yeah, it's got a tax base of 1,200. How does that compare to France? It's still quite a bit below France, but actually more per pop. Seem they got pretty good proximity. Yeah, they're spreading proximity pretty well through Maritime. Nice to take a look at the AI every once in a while. Yeah, it's doing pretty good. Also, Munster is consolidating a lot of north here. I wonder if I can force some people to divert trade. Yeah, Munster, that would be nice to divert their trade, right? We can't divert their trade, but we can divert some people's trade, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I'll just do a couple of people take their trade. Well, we just entered the Age of Reformation. I was looking at all the categories. Military looks pretty bad. The only really useful thing I see here is plus 25% culture capacity. In administrative, there's a couple of useful things, like plus 2 cultural capacity, which is nice, and plus 1 tolerance of heathen beliefs. But other than that, most of this other stuff is kind of useless. There's 2.5 for tax efficiency, but Diplo has 10, so that's not really an advantage. There's 0.1 monthly prestige, which is kind of nice. Tolerance of the true faith as well. But overall, I just think these modifiers are not really as good as diplomatic, because diplomatic has 2 diplo rep, 1 max diplomats, 10 tax efficiency, 20 efficiency of cabinet, 10% trade capacity, 2 diplo rep. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff that's really nice, although some of it's colonial. Even still, I think it's going to be best, even though we're not really going colonial this game. I should have the ability to spawn global trade. Yes, I do. Very good chance of spawning it, like 30% for it to spawn in one of our 3 big cities. Confessionalism, I'm pretty sure I can't spawn because I'm not spiritualist enough, unfortunately. So I'll have to import that. And I'm also not offensive enough for artillery, I think, unfortunately. I can get 2 extra ability on my ruler, or, yeah, I'm going to take 2 extra ability on my ruler. I mean, it's not actually going to do anything for Diplo, but 89 admins, 77 mil now. Slight improvement, although this ruler is probably going to be dying kind of soon. They are 62 years old. Unfortunately, we didn't actually end up spawning global trade, but we will be able to spread it very easily to a huge portion of our country. Oh, actually, I should be using the promote institution thing. Yeah, this guy's pretty high admin skill, so I will use him. Promote institutions in Byzantion, and then you can go integrate a province. Yeah, the promote institution is giving us a pretty solid spread of confessionalism. It's not huge, but that's pretty decent. I think it's time to fight a little bit of a mini coalition and invade Hungary. I don't need to do the threat and war thing, because it turns out Serbia got a CB for this province. The game thinks we're a little bit stronger than Hungary. I can apparently raise 200,000 levies, which is quite a lot. I got my 40,000, 45,000 pro army over here, so I'll bring that over, along with the rest of our army. I think we're going to take quite a bit in this war. Let's see. 31% war score so far. Yeah, we can take quite a bit, because this isn't even accounting for the reduction we'll get once we take the forts. I imagine the forts are costing way more than normal. Yeah, the forts are like basically all of the cost. We can probably take a lot more. So maybe even something like this if we get all the forts occupied. We'll see. Looks like the military balance of this war is in my favor. I'm just trying to bring all my troops together here. Plus research process progress is probably what I want to pick here. Yeah, plus research progress is always nice. There's some stuff I want to research ideally before we get the global trade stuff. Sieging down one of their forts, trying to beat their armies up. We got another 61,000 troops. I'll split that into one stack can go there, and another stack can go for maybe this fort. Yo, guys, I think you should abandon Hungary, I think, I've got some great ideas for you guys. If you could just, like, take this sound toll, that would be very nice of you. Yeah, I think I'll give it to Naples too, even though we could take some stuff from Naples. Like, they got some islands, but it's fine. We can deal with them later. We're just gonna, give everyone some sound toll exemptions, because I'm sure they really like the sound toll exemptions, because they seem to really like it. So I'm really just being very nice and giving them some sound toll exemptions. Why are there banks involved in this war? What? Yeah, Hungary no longer has any allies, well, except for the Republic of Gazaria, but I'm keeping them in the war intentionally so I can annex them in a separate piece. Yeah, we might as well just annex them here. I guess I should occupy this to get the war goal, because we are losing a little bit of war score just because we don't have the war goal occupied right now. And yeah, that is a little bit unfortunate. If we had the war goal, we would probably be in a lot better of a position right now. Should help that. Oh, yeah. We need to help this battle. I thought this was a siege I was winning, but apparently the fort's actually there. The fort visualization is a little bit weird. It's like on the very corners of the states for some reason, which makes it a little bit tough to figure out which one it means. In my parliament, I'm going to swap from tax farming to land acquisition, because this will give me more progress towards centralization, which I need to stop having my cabinet member going on centralization, because I do want to have him help me push towards belligerent, because I do want to be towards belligerent for the minus war score cost, which is pretty nice. Yeah, we get a lot from lack of rivals stopping us, but should still be possible to push pretty far into belligerent, I think. We just need a cabinet member to help us out, kinda. Although it will be kind of hard. There's some other things I'd like going land, but it's kind of hard to go land. Like, we're still pushing towards naval right now. I mean, I can revoke noble navy, I guess, but yeah, it's tough. I just sieged down Buda. We get an event for sieging Buda. Unfortunately, we can't actually, like, annex all of Hungary in one war, like I think pretty much historically happened like 20 years from now, but we can take a pretty nice bite out of Hungary here, pushing pretty far. It's just over 100 war score right now, but I am pushing belligerent value, so maybe it'll go under 100. And also, their country is kind of occupied, so their tax base might start going down. Although, actually, that's higher than when I checked it last time, so yeah, not ideal. Might end up having to give up on like a couple of tiles. We shouldn't have to give up on much, though, because we're only at 102% war score. Okay, yeah, they're willing to accept a 100 war score peace deal at this point. I just need to change my peace deal. I really do want to take this province because it has a lot of tax base, and I want to deprive the Hungarians of their tax base. So, oh, that province is 3? That province doesn't seem that important. Yeah, we can let them keep that, and we'll do this as our peace deal. Alright, pretty nice bit of expansion into Hungary there. Their tax base is 1323. I assume it'll go down on the month tick as they lose much of their territory. Looks like we took around 200 war score cost worth of territory from Hungary in that, because it doesn't consider control for that number. It's a little bit weird that it doesn't consider the impacts of control war score cost for this war score. Anyways, I will unraise my levies and remerge my professional armies. Should be in a pretty good situation. Yeah, we're spending a lot on buying food in all of this new territory. I could try to create a subject here, maybe. Is there any historical subjects for, like, this area? I kind of doubt it, but we can take a look and see if there's anything. Yeah, there's nothing historical for this area. I could try to... I could release a subject here anyway, just because I'm not likely to get control in this area for a very long time. Nah, I don't really feel like releasing a subject there, so we're not gonna do it. Gonna keep integrating more stuff manually. I don't really like subjects that much, you know, kind of lame. Oh yeah, I should look at the coalition map mode. Okay, actually it's not too bad. All the people that we improved relations with are still staying out of the coalition. No France, no Castile. It looks like I do need to improve relations with Aragon though, and I should probably improve relations with like Milan. Get them out of the coalition. And Austria, try to make sure they don't join the next coalition. You know, I'm gonna max expand RGOs in every location. Oh yeah, that only costed 50k. So cheap. Everything is so cheap. But when you have 180,000 ducats, you know, you can't even notice anything. I should just spam a bunch of buildings, try and get some more money going. You know, I mean, don't really have too much use for money. I mean, eventually I'll be able to use it to build up a bigger army. But for now, pro armies aren't that useful. I mean, I'm in the age where they start being useful. I just need to get the artillery institution really, and then really useful. Should probably start investing in stability because we are going to need to be embracing a lot of institutions pretty soon. Yeah. Oh, I was trying to build a bunch of roads, but you know what button will help us out with that? This button will help us out with that. I just shift clicked it. Spending quite a lot of money on this. I guess it just slowly upgrades the roads. Yeah, that costed like a what 50k to 100k, something like that. But now all of our gravel roads are paved roads. I can embrace global trade now. It's hit enough of my pops. It's a little bit nice. I can start researching some stuff there. There isn't anything amazing in global trade, but we do have access to some more workshops, which would be nice. Also, this iron output, and then even more workshops. I guess this food production is going to be nice. Trade range. I imagine we're not actually going to get this far because we'll probably research confessionalism or artillery, which have some more important things to go for. In confessionalism, we have the Supreme Court, and in artillery, we have better units and the legal code of Suleiman, which can get us plus 10 tax efficiency and minus 10 proximity cost. And if we click this event, it can get scaled up to double the effect if we have high crown power. However, this event requires us to have a lawgiver and be post 1600, so that's going to be a little bit tricky. I don't think we're going to get it. We'll see. I lost my we want to better make more heirs, except for 71, so we're probably not going to be able to. It's a little bit strange why this person isn't my heir. I mean, looking in here, they are in every other succession law. It's just this one that they're not. So maybe they just have to be 18 for it to show up here. I'm not really sure. I'm going to go for a CB on Georgia with Parliament. I could just, yeah, actually I could easily get the CB on them with religious war. Or, yeah, I could have easily gotten a religious war CB, but I didn't really think about that until I already started the Parliament, so... Oops. Anyways, I will just threaten war Georgia. Give me back my country, please. And yeah, we can take a pretty good amount from Georgia, I imagine. Yeah, the war score cost is like a fourth of what it claims it would be because these areas have very low control. Yeah, or actually they don't have that low of control even. They're kind of low. We'll be able to take a decent amount. This is of course not even considering the fort reduction once we actually occupy the forts. Can probably take something like this, which will be kind of nice. Yeah. I just got diplomatic hegemon. Does that mean France stopped being a great power? Oh, France declared bankruptcy? Yep, they did. Okay. Well, that's cool. Diplomatic hegemon is kind of nice because you get diplomatic core. Oh, also you get 30% improved relations, but diplomatic core cabinet action would let us get more monthly diplomats if we need to stop a coalition. Although I don't think I really need to do that right now, so... Not amazing, but I mean, plus 30% improved relations is very nice. I lost my position as diplomatic hegemon already to the Khmer. Unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter that much. Apparently I'm out of food here. I guess this is the problem with... That's why my troops are all dead, is because there's actually just no food in Georgia. That's a bit of a problem. Ruthenia, you know, how about you leave the war in exchange for some sound toll exemptions? I think that sounds good, right? Yeah. Good job. Good job, Ruthenia, for leaving the war. We appreciate your services. Oh, the Georgians got back Tbilisi. I can't go back through here because it's winter right now, so the mountains are just impassable. Okay, yeah, this war with Georgia is a little bit tough, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a smaller piece out here, just taking like 50% war score or something, because we're taking a lot of attrition in that. And so I was still able to take a decent amount of the country because they were on zero war enthusiasm, but just not quite as much. And I think like now we're getting kind of close to Tabriz, which will be nice to take because that's the final thing we need for the trunk road to Erzurum, and that'll give us another 1% trade efficiency. These guys are Sunni, so I can't justify a religious war against them. I can justify make tributary. Interesting that that doesn't have an increased cost. Maybe I should try that out then. I don't know if it'll actually work. By actually work, I mean if it will require me to use the tributary CB or not. If it doesn't require me to use the tributary war gold, then that would actually be pretty solid. Okay, I can now embrace confessionalism and artillery, bringing me into the negatives of stability. I'll cancel all my next texts, and now I guess I go for Legal Code of Suleiman. Or how many texts deep is that? That's actually 5 texts deep. Okay, I'll go for Supreme Court first, I guess. Oh, no, that's 4 texts deep, so it's actually not that big of a difference. Okay, Legal Code of Suleiman, and then Supreme Court. And then from there we'll figure out what we want. My ruler died? Why does it say they died 3 years ago? That doesn't seem quite right if I just got the event. Huh. Died 3 years ago at age 74 when they're 74 years old? Huh. That doesn't seem quite right. Uh... Oh, this is asking if you want to crown the regent. Well, the thing is, I thought we should have another. I think this child should become heir, and I think the child will be better than this guy. So I'm gonna say let us avoid this for now. We can always make him take the throne later once this guy reaches 18 if he's not actually becoming our ruler, but I think he will. I just hovered over and saw Austria was Lutheran, and so I guess we can take a look at the religion map mode. We can see there's quite a bit of Lutheranism in the HRE and pretty much nowhere else. Actually, Wales is also it, and of course the Scandinavian region also has Lutheran in it, which is a little bit interesting. If you actually look at the pops, it's going to be a lot more of a chaotic map mode because the pops are, yeah, there's so many Lutherans in Catholic countries that spawn. I remember that in my Spain game, I had so many Lutherans. All these tiny secessions that stand no chance constantly rising up is quite annoying. Like, I feel like they should wait to rise up till there's like a war or something. It's just kind of weird when they just rise up when they have no chance at winning at all. Dang, I'm 2% war score away from being able to annex Croatia in this peace deal. Okay, I guess I'll leave them with one location. Where should I leave them with one location? Leave them anywhere pretty much, yeah. Or wait, no, if I take this fort, that'll reduce their war score cost. What am I thinking? I need to take this fort. And one assault of a fort later, we can now actually peace out for this. It says 102, but if we click this again, you can see it's 95 war score. Very nice. Well, they turned 16 and they're still not one of the options. I guess I'll try appointing them as a general, because it says that gives some bonus to score. So maybe, yes. Yes, appointing them as a general worked. Nice, okay. I actually didn't expect that to work, but it did work. Okay, that's nice to see. In order to get to Kanun-i Osmani, I had to research flintlock levies, and that deleted like half of my potential levies, because I guess all my peasants are now only raising 1% as levies. Dang. We got the Kanun-i Osmani policy, so yeah, since that's not a new law, I should do parliament to pass it. Belly close movement, that'll be good. We do want to go toward. Someone say you wouldn't say belly close. I don't even know how to pronounce that. We actually can't go towards belly close because we're getting a bunch of progress towards conciliatory, unfortunately. But anyway, ask for law changes. This should be in legal code, I think, right? Yeah, it is. So actually, we lose some centralization progress, unfortunately, which means it's going to be even harder to stop having our cabinet members doing centralization. But on the bright side, we're going to get minus 10 proximity cost, which is going to be very nice. Currently, we're sitting at 68% proximity here, but as Kanun-i Osmani comes into effect, I imagine this should drop, or this should increase to maybe 75 or something. With Canon E. Osmani in full effect, it's actually only 73 proximity to Alexandria. Dang, not quite 75. We're at almost 90 control all the way down there, which is pretty nice. Thessaloniki at almost 100. We only need we only need one more proximity to get to 100 control in Selanik. Yeah, so that's like basically any proximity modifier that applies to the sea will get us there, which is going to be the Supreme Court, I guess. Very close to getting the Supreme Court. I'm going to accept Upper Egyptian because that'll give me some more cores down here. And, more cores, always nice. We can get a bunch more control down here, which is always very good to have more control. The evil Golden Horde has decided to declare a coalition war against me. Well, I could just give them some, like, exemption from sound holes, but do I really want to do that? Not really. I don't know if I want to just delete coalition wars as a threat. That seems a little bit too ridiculous, so, yeah, we'll see. Currently, they think that they're gonna lose, so that's good at least. I really should start researching more stuff in artillery so I can get a better army after I get the Supreme Court. There is the Supreme Court researched. Yeah, now I want to go for more stuff in the military branch. Specifically, just getting a good unit, really. Plus army morale, maybe. And then go down to pikemen and chambered cannons. Then the efficiency of cabinet and bastions. I assume bastions are better forts. Or actually, do I really care about better forts? No. Okay, that seems pretty decent. Yeah, I think there's probably nothing else that I want to get from this tree. So I'll probably go into like a trade range and stuff after that. I'm gonna do a law change here. I'm gonna change my air religion, I think is what I wanted to change. From same religion over to any religion, because this will give us some more tolerance of heathens, which is nice. It'll also give us monthly progress towards humanist. Probably should have done this a little bit ago, but it will help out with pushing humanist, which I do want to do so that I can revoke the terrible Ghazi Lord's privilege. I've beaten up the coalition enough that it's now just willing to take a little bit of a humiliation, which I'm willing to give up. And now I can disband my levies again and have a functioning economy. I got the Rights of the Burghers law, and there's a couple of really pretty decent options. This one gives us plus 10% max tax on the burghers and 0.05 progress towards centralization, though it blocks them from from cabinet, which isn't ideal. How much would 10% more tax on the burghers really represent? I guess it's really not that much more income. So potentially going strengthen the rights of the burghers is going to be better because that gives us 2.5 trade efficiency, or I guess strong guilds also for plus 5 production efficiency could also make some sense. The amount of satisfaction I have on the burgers is insane, 120%. I'm really struggling to decide which one of these privileges to pick. I think they're relatively similar in strength. I think 5% in production efficiency must be better than 2.5 trade efficiency. But I like my trade income a lot. But yeah, realistically I just have to go 5 production efficiency here. It's got to be the better option. I do like my trade efficiency, but not more than double production efficiency, I think. Just unlocked pikemen. So now I can start building a ton of pikemen. I'm just going to delete my existing army, I think, to replace it. Because we're about to get the artillery as well. Yeah, so pikemen. Is there an easy way to spam these all in a way? I guess I could do additional to get more starting experience. Do I really care about the extra training time? Not really. I'll just do additional, yeah, to get them out a little bit slower in exchange for a little bit extra training. I've got so much money, I can spam out a lot of troops, get like a 200,000 strong army or something. I don't know. I'm just gonna queue up 5 in like everywhere. I'm gonna leave it like there, because otherwise I'm gonna actually delete all of my monthly manpower, which is a bit of a problem if I delete all my monthly manpower. I got better armories. I think they're called barracks that I can try to build up. And these will give a little bit more monthly manpower, which will be nice, but yeah, not too much we can do. I mean, I can try to build up more janissary barracks, but they require slaves, which is a little bit hard to get. Well, my army has now come into existence. I guess I will merge it all up. It's got a Moldovan secession. That's not too big of a problem. Yeah, I think I'm going to split this up into a lot of armies. Question is how many armies to split it up into. And I don't know the answer to that. Well, we're so above supply limit. Wow. I think based on supply limit alone, we need to split this up into at least 8 stacks, just because the supply limit is absurd right now. So I will do that real quick. Split this up into 8 stacks. That will be 4 stacks. And then we split all these up into another set of stacks. Okay. And then after that, we're gonna have to give all these guys, what's it called? Artillery. Oh, I just realized we can refill garrison. Oh, that's so useful. There's an auto refill garrison thing. Okay, well that explains how you're supposed to defend forts. Okay, that's so nice. Crazy that it took me this long to realize that, but that is very nice. I'm gonna balance unit because all these guys have a bunch of stuff in the reserve for some reason. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense because when I balanced the first unit, put everything into the reserve because it had too many troops. But it doesn't need to do that anymore now that they're split up. Looks like we split them up kind of decently because they have a little bit in the reserve and then most of the troops on the front lines. I got the artillery tech. I don't know how much artillery I really need. 300 artillery per battalion. Um, it costs a lot. 405 per artillery. Is 5 gonna be enough per artillery or per unit? I don't know. I think I'm gonna do 10. Yeah, I'm gonna do 10 per stack. I'm gonna do this in ones just so it's a little bit faster. It's gonna take so long. No, I'm just gonna do something. It takes so long to click it if I do ones, so I'm just gonna do it in fives, I guess, to make it a little bit easier to click. Yeah. I'm gonna declare on Hungary for claims on southern Dalmatia. My troops are still building up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure the CB was running out soon or something. Also, the coalition is expanding, so I wanted to deck on the coalition before it gets too big. Oh, I can annex this subject now. Nice. Yeah, how's the artillery still recruiting a little bit, but once that's done recruiting, we'll be in a pretty good position to beat Hungary because we have like a billion stacks. Yeah. What's Hungary's thing for military balance? Only minus 30%. I'm surprised it's that little, really. I told them I'd already carpet siege, but I realized no. I meant to do focus siege. I'm gonna tell them to focus siege in all of Hungary, and then yeah, we should just be able to get all the forts. And I don't think there's really anything that the Hungarians will be able to do about that, because yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? I've got like 300,000 regulars, and you don't have 300,000 regulars, and you probably haven't even researched Age of Reformation units yet, or if you have, you probably haven't built 300,000 of them. I'm gonna start annexing some of my subjects, starting with Serbia here, but really I just want to start annexing like all of them, because I can start getting pretty good proximity to their territory at this point, I think. Maybe less so Serbia, but like Albania, Bulgaria, looks like we can get pretty decent proximity. Wallachia, yeah. Yeah, it looks like the focus siege is working pretty well. I mean, they're actually trying to re-siege some stuff. Maybe I should just assault this fort. Yeah, I should probably just assault this fort and then try and defend this fort. Yeah, the auto refill is really nice, but I should try and kill their army down here. Yeah, that'll be important to stop them from sieging that fort. Yeah, we should be able to win against them pretty easily. Yeah, we're dealing much more casualties than taking. So much more. Very nice. I'm kind of ready to peace out, but unfortunately, all these people in the war are reducing my war score. It's kind of insane how much other people being in the war can reduce your war score, but you know, there's a very simple trick to make them no longer count towards your war score, which is called piecing them out for sound toll exemptions. And you know, if you piece them out for sound toll exemptions, then they don't count against your war score anymore. Except, what? That deleted my war goals against Hungary? Also, I don't really have that much war score, so I'm gonna go siege down this fort real quick. And hopefully that'll be enough. Yeah, I've kind of just been assaulting all their forts, and that kind of kills them as a country to not have their forts anymore. Focus siege, everything. Okay, I got the fort. Now I'm at enough war score to enforce whatever I want against Hungary. Gonna go for that. Do I want to take this? Yeah, I'll take it. Then, go for stuff down here. Oh, I also want to take this. Fort's kind of expensive. No, it's not actually that much war score. This. Maybe we'll let them keep a little bit over here. Okay, yeah, that seems okay for a 100 war score peace deal. Is hmm, that's yeah, that's 3.9 war score, so not really worth taking. All right, I'll leave the borders at this. Very oh, oops, I shouldn't have done that. Bit of a mistake. Okay, well, what I meant to do was swap a cabinet member onto diplomatic endeavors before I signed that peace deal because the diplo rep actually reduces how much antagonism you take. But we'll do it anyway onto diplomatic endeavors because I actually want to use the improved relations. Because, yeah, I don't want to fight this coalition at all. This is the opposite of a coalition I want to fight. I managed to improve relations Britain out of the coalition, but yeah, this is a big coalition. Better 50% parliament support, which I'm going to use to get a CB on Kurdistan. And then I can't threaten war because I don't have a diplomat right now. I'm trying to improve relations with too many people. Dang. Uh, I guess I can stop improving relations with some people, like France, which I have pretty good relations with. And England. Yeah, and Sweden. And save a bit of diplomats there and then use them to declare the war or threaten war. I just realized there's -5 war score cost here. I should go for that. Yeah, there's probably some other modifiers that I should be going for. Or really, I should be going for the, what's it called? Oh, plus 25% trade range, but it's all the way down there. Is that worth going for? Probably not right now. I should probably just go for all the workshops. Yeah, get all the workshops. That'll be nice. Oh, plus military tactics, though. That's also important. There's a lot of important stuff to research. Oh, +2 dip prep as well. There's so much good stuff here. Okay, I'm gonna request Van from Kurdistan, and they decline. It looks like they have a bunch of allies in this war. We definitely want to go for at least Tabriz and whatever we need to connect to Tabriz. So something like this is sort of our minimum peace deal. Looks like that's already quite a lot of war score. Yeah, there's actually a lot of people in this war, but we're probably going to want to take something like this from Kurdistan. We'll see. We're definitely going to be separate piecing all their allies as well. Set all my armies to focus siege in everything. You can kind of just win wars without really thinking anymore, which is pretty nice. Oh, we can annex this small country. That's nice. Nice little cleanup of the borders in the east. Is this another small country? Yeah, this is another small country I can annex. Or no, this is a subject of Kurdistan. Oh, okay. I guess I'll include them in my peace deal then. It's taking a little bit long just because Gurgen has a lot of territory, so we can't quite peace out for 100 war score yet, just because Gurgen counts so much towards the occupations and blockades thing. Even though we're like super occupying this vassal of the Gurgens, it still isn't enough to force them to white peace. Okay, I can finally peace out for 100% war score. Very nice. Yeah, now some people over here can join the coalition. I guess I should try to improve relations these guys out of joining the coalition. And bring my armies back. Why do I have a 600 stack? I don't know. I can probably just disband that army. Bring all my main armies back to suppressing rebels. One of, the nice thing to get from that is now Trunk Road to Erzurum should be at its maximum power, plus 4% trade efficiency. It also gives some progress towards free trade, which is actually pretty nice to stop us from going mercantilism. Unfortunately, it's not enough to get us to going free trade because we have so many market centers that we control. Every market center gives you a bunch towards mercantilism. So you basically can't go free trade if you have market centers. Maybe with Trunk Road to Erzurum you can do a little bit, but in general it's really hard. I can finally revoke Ghazi lords. Finally, finally. Now I can bribe the nobility back to being satisfied. And yeah, that's nice. No more need to have a parliament seat dedicated to centralization. Instead, you can go towards land. Because I do want to go into getting land progress. I guess I could also revoke a noble navy. I need to invest in stability a little bit. Yeah, I need more stability so I can revoke more privileges. I've got so much spare money. I'm going to start investing in diplomatic spending so I can get more diplomats. Because I do want to start spy networking like Austria or something to get a CB against the coalition. I'm going to use Parliament CB to get a CB against Hungary as soon as the truce is up, which is pretty soon. But then after that, I want to start working towards a CB on Austria to fight the coalition. At least I think Austria is going to be a decent country to fight the coalition with. Doesn't matter too much, but we got to fight the coalition with someone. Or declare war on the coalition somehow. In this next war, we'll better take quite a bit from Hungary. Yeah, even Buda is only 15 war score, or Pest is 26. That's kind of expensive, but we'll have a decent amount of minus war score cost modifiers, because I just got Divine Right to Conquer, which is another minus 5%. Got some revolts happening here, which isn't ideal, but it's fine. I got my truce with Hungary up, I'm pretty sure, so I can now fabricate CB, Hungary, here. Now we can threaten war for whatever. And let's see what we'll be able to conquer in this war. I imagine, yeah, we're getting to the more expensive stuff in terms of war score costs, so not a whole lot. I mean, once we take the forts, it'll be a little bit cheaper than this, but it is going to be pretty expensive. I need to get these guys out with exemption from sound tools. Like, the war is easy, it's just that no one wants to accept peace unless I can get everyone else out of the war. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem, but we can just exempt everyone from sound holes, and now we've got pretty good war score. We're occupying a good amount of Hungary. I'm surprised this is only 33% war score. Oh, they have defender ticking right now? That is a bit of a problem. I'm gonna religious war justify on Austria for this province. We're gonna take Vienna and stuff probably as well. I think instead of taking stuff in the east, I'm actually gonna take Budapest. Or, like, can we actually sacrifice? Yeah, we can actually sacrifice stuff in the east in exchange for that. Maybe I'll do this? I don't know. How is this so much war score cost? That location is quite a bit of war score, wow. I guess I'll go for this peace deal. Yeah, okay. This is gonna force them to move their yeah, where are they gonna move their capital to? I'm actually not sure. I can't see where they moved it to. I guess we will find out shortly once the proximity map mode updates at the end of the month. Definitely, okay, yeah, it's in Slovakia now. That should be a lot worse, right? Yeah, this is not actually gonna get that much proximity. It's just a little bit broken right now. Yeah, there we go. That's terrible proximity now. Religious War CB just got justified on Austria. I'm gonna try to get roads to these provinces because I just realized they had way worse proximity than like everything else in my country. So I'm just gonna build up some roads there. But anyway, I can now threaten war on Austria for, we can't threaten it for Vienna because it's their capital maybe? Okay, well I'll choose some random province. And, yeah. The war begins. I wonder what's the war score cost of Vienna? It is 25% to take that province. Except that's with the fort not occupied. Oh yeah, their capital is actually in Graz. That's why we're able to ask for this. Interesting. Well, we might be able to take something like this plus the capital region if we occupy the forts. We'll see. I'm obviously going to also separate piece a bunch of people for stuff. We might end up taking Rome from the Papal States here. I don't know. I'm going to conquer a lot in this war, I think. We'll see what ends up happening. Obviously, there's a lot of people that I just want to peace out, probably, but there's also a lot of people that I want to conquer stuff from. Yeah, this huge coalition has less soldiers than me. The economic growth, you can get some kind of crazy economic growth relative to what I think you should be able to get. Like, yeah, having it's a bigger economy than like not all of Europe, but like most of Europe at the same time is kind of insane. They're getting minus 13 from military balance in terms of war enthusiasm. I just pieced out Genoa for full annexation. Used my boats to occupy their islands because they don't actually own anything in Italy anymore because Castile conquered it. Yeah, that's nice. No more of them in here. Oh, can I also piece out Candia for this? Oh, wait, Candia owns that. That's the country of, oh, okay. I actually need to get back on the boats. Because we're landing Crete. Is this possible to annex in one war, I wonder? Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, that's nice. Let's send our boats over to Crete. And assault the fort. Okay, it costs a bunch of lives, but... Okay, of course we can't full annex them yet, but the province will slowly flip to us, and then once that happens, they will be forced to accept a full annexation. Yep, there's the flip. Now I annex Candia. Nice. Crete, a new part of the Ottoman Empire. Oh yeah, I can also piece out over here for a full annexation on these guys. Very nice. I guess this army might try to siege down Georgia now. The casualty differential in this war so far is insane. 27,000 casualties on our side versus 170,000 casualties on their side. I'm gonna piece out Bohemia, just taking their one location that they have down here in the Balkans. Nice, that's a pretty big country out of the war. I got to 10% war score on the Papal States, so I can now demand things from them. I'm taking Venice. Can I take the coastline of Venice too? I actually can, yeah. Oh, can I? No, I can't take everything here. Okay, I'll just take the coastline of Venice. Take a little bit of money, making all their stuff that they own and subjects over here in Dalmatia as well. And that's pretty nice. Then I can finally peace out with Austria for a 100% peace deal. Very nice. My maritime presence is kind of being disrupted by this war. I need to fix that. Yeah, this fleet will help me out a bunch. There is Serbia annex. That's a lot of new cores for my country. Apparently there's some parts that are actually increasing in max control from when Serbia owned them, because we have fairly good proximity to this, I assume. Let's see, we'll see what happens on the month tick, because yeah, proximity, what? I'm so confused why this stuff is showing, yeah, that's definitely wrong. On the month tick, we'll see what proximity is actually like. Okay. Yeah, that's not amazing. Yeah, we've got basically no proximity to most of Serbia. I'm gonna deck Hungary before they can coalition me. Expand paved road network. Fabricate CB, Hungary. And now we can threaten war for Bekes. And yeah, we can take quite a bit in this war. Make Hungary into Slovakia, basically. Except they're actually not going to be all of Slovakia. Probably something like this once we take the forts, because, you know, the forts are a huge portion of the war score cost, because all of this has terrible control, except for, I guess, the most western stuff I'm taking here. Might have to not take that or something. Got some of my armies back to my country, focus siege, and yeah, I don't think Hungary's going to survive for very long. Don't think they really have much of a chance, because we've beaten them like twice at this point, and our army has not gotten any weaker, and I doubt their army has gotten much stronger. Annexing Albania, nice, our borders are starting to look a lot cleaner here in the Balkans. Bulgaria is going to get annexed in, yeah, another like 4 years or so. Obviously, we should assault these forts. Assaulting is so overpowered. It goes from being kind of useless with levies, except it's still good, to just being completely insane once you get professional armies as your pretty much full source of your army. Because, yeah, we can just assault everything. It's just like, oh no, I lost a few thousand men. Who cares? I beat Hungary enough that they're willing to accept, or not Hungary, Poland, but enough that they're willing to accept a peace deal, which is nice. Can I also piece out Austria yet? No, not quite. I just want to take this little bit of southern Dalmatia from them. Okay, Austria is willing to accept peace. I'll take this. I think that looks good in the... No, actually that's in a different province, so... No, but it looks good in the borders. I'll take it anyway. Nice. And then Verona. Can I piece you out? No, I can't. Alright. I'm trying to siege this fort right now. I'm gonna assault it, and then that should reduce the war score cost by a good amount. It did not really reduce the war score cost. Oh, wait, no, I think I wasn't supposed to be taking this province. 101 war score cost. Oh, wait, there's one more fort to take. Right there. Nice. That'll get me back under 100. Or apparently I don't need to, because I guess this just got under 100 war score. Nice. We don't get Moldavia from Hungary, but I mean, that's a pretty big expansion. Yeah, the coalition is slightly insane. Just annexed Bulgaria, another autocephalous patriarchate falls, And our borders are looking a lot better. They would look even better if I had annexed Wallachia as well, but unfortunately I've not done that. Well, I think I'm going to end off the run there. We managed to achieve pretty good expansion for the fact we're only in 1594, I'd say. You know, we conquered most of Hungary, Eastern Austria, the Mamluks. We didn't get into like Tunis and stuff, which I think the Ottomans did historically conquer, or like the Baghdad region. But overall, I'm pretty happy with my conquest. The Ottomans are really hard. For reference, I played a previous Ottoman campaign in early access that when I was way worse at the game, and my borders I think would have been something like I don't know, like half of Greece, and I owned up to like Georgia, but I didn't own, Hungary, Austria, most of Serbia. I'm way bigger this time, and also my tax base is like 8 times bigger, so that's pretty nice. Back then, I didn't even like think to go the centralization value or stuff. I didn't even realize you could check the values thing for a while, to be honest. Biggest takeaways I have from this run, I probably should have used more subjects in the early game to integrate a little bit faster, because it took us a while to integrate even our core stuff. Like, if we had subjugated someone in central Anatolia, that might have been good. I'm not really sure, but I think it would have helped out a lot with our integration and also giving us a little bit more money to work with. I think not investing in stability was a pretty good idea because we were able to grow our economy really fast. Oh yeah, also the auto refill garrison thing, learning about that was very nice. And of course, we could have expanded a lot faster if I learned about threatened war earlier. But unfortunately, it took me a long time to realize that. We could have had like a couple more minus 25% war score cost war goals against the Mamluks, which maybe what would have let us annex them in one less war. Also, yeah, spamming a huge military in the Age of Reformation is insane. We have 300,000 regulars, and no one else has anything close, so we just kind of win every war, which kind of makes wars a little bit boring, but it also is very nice to just be able to win, like, literally any war. The AI should probably build up a little bit of a bigger army so that you can't quite do this. A couple more things I can look at before I end the run. Here's my tax base graph. Here are the markets. You can see, I guess, on the side here, which are the most profitable markets. Looks like Constantinople, obviously, and then there's a bunch of other smaller profit markets. Damascus and Alexandria, I assume, are next most profitable. And then I guess I can show tax-based map mode very briefly, although I don't expect it to be that informative. Yeah, most of our country is kind of just red, except for you can see Athens, Constantinople, Bursa, Izmit, Trebizond, Alexandria, some cities in Egypt, Damascus. Basically, most of our country has very little tax base, but it adds up to being a very significant amount. You can see like 80% of tax base is coming from locations outside of the top 10. And finally, before I end things off, this is the culture and religion map modes. You can see I didn't really do too much culture or religion converting. It's very similar to the start of the game. So yeah, that's me reading off the video. Goodbye!